Field of 68.
After Dark.
Welcome into Field of 68 here at Tom's Watch Bar. Great to be with you again. We're here till 7 o'clock tonight, right in the heart of it right now, downtown Indianapolis. We're going to get to the games. We're going to break it all down. First and foremost, let's introduce the crew here. My man, one of the greatest players in ACC history, Randolph Childress at the end. One of the greatest players in Vassar history. No, okay, I didn't think so either. But an amazing UConn fan.
One of the players in Vassar.
One of the players of Vassar. One of the greatest players, one of the greatest UConn fans of all time. Mike LaTulip, former Illini member. I know you may be still licking your wounds. We're going to look forward. We're not going to make it talk about Illinois that much. One of the greatest talkers of all time, Jeff Goodman. And a second cup of tea. We're going to work on this tea right now. I'm Dallin Cuff. Again, we are in Tom's Watch Bar. Quick shout out to the supporters here. Jim Beam, we thank you. The age 7 year has been crushed. Great job, everybody. Shout out to the boys from Pittsburgh over there doing good work. Thanks for Tom's Watch Bar for having us. Grant Hill will be joining the show. Shortly, we will have an update on the North Carolina coaching search. But let's first and foremost, we're not so much going to go backwards. Let's look forward. We're about 24 hours till tip-off of the national championship. RC, I'll start with you. As you look forward to the next game here coming up, the game coming up, what's the biggest storyline as you see UConn and Michigan facing off in about 24 hours?
I think it's got to be the health. Right? You got to talk about Lindenberg's health. You know, because I think they'd be severe favorite if he's healthy. But right now, that's a major piece. We're talking about an All-American who's unable to play. And if he's compromised, the concern is always UConn has a puncher's chance because of their ability to make shots. But if he's not making, I mean, the three-point shooting of UConn, if he can't defend on the perimeter, it could be a problem.
RC has accidentally turned his microphone off, so we're going to get that fixed there.
It was never turned on.
We're going to blame Jeff Goodman for this one. No, listen. When it comes to
I didn't do that.
How this championship game is going to play out, the way that I really view this is you have the size and the strength and the physicality of Michigan. And kind of the speed and the way that UConn runs offense, which is all about constant motion, constantly running around screens, constantly trying to confuse what you're going to do defensively. I fully expect that we're going to see Michigan switch as much as they can, 1 through 4. How are they able to do that effectively? And can UConn find a way to be able to create confusing situations that mess up those switches, whether it's the slips, the back doors, they do that a lot. Caribbean gets a lot of layups out of that. Flare screens, ghost screens. And how does the fact that Adai Mara is 7'3" with effectively a 17-foot standing reach, standing in front of the rim, how does that affect what UConn wants to do on the offensive end of the floor?
To me, it's Dan Hurley. I just think you look at the 3 runs they've made here in the last 4 years, and the reset they're able to have seemingly every single tournament run. They were dominant in 24. Dominant. And they were dominant that whole season. 23, that wasn't the case. 23, they lost 5 times in January. 23, they lost to Marquette in the Big East tournament before they got to the tournament. And then they hit the reset, they win a national title. Same thing in 24. And then same thing potentially this year, where, 7-4 down the stretch. I mean, they weren't playing their best basketball. And then they hit March, they hit this tournament, and all of a sudden just Dan Hurley and Caravan, it brings the best out of them. So that's my storyline. And if they can tackle this Michigan team specifically, that reminds me a lot of their team back in 24, it'd be incredible. I mean, we talked about what that could mean just for the history and Mount Rushmore type stuff, but it's been pretty incredible from Dan Hurley.
Yeah, I mean, my storyline is this UConn team goes into this one completely different. They're the dog. They're a major underdog going into this one. I think Dan Hurley loves that in a way. But again, when you look at it, it's like, how? How are they going to win this? They got to make every shot. They got to find a way to keep Terrace Reed out of foul trouble. There's so many things that need to go right for this UConn team to be able to win it all. And, you talk about, it's the third one in 4 years. It just feels so different for this UConn team.
This is a UConn team that has still not played its best, weirdly enough. They didn't play their best against Duke. And yesterday, their defense was elite. They had a great game plan. They're going to make you put on the deck. We're not helping off of anybody. Got to score twos. But Danny said it well in the press conference because I'm sitting there with McCall, and we're watching the game, and they're missing some layups. They're missing, again, open threes where they made threes in the first half. Like, they could have won that game by 12 or 13 points.
They had like 3 transition opportunities. One, like, solo ball kicked off his foot. Another one was like a missed layup. They had like 3 of those.
Exactly. Then that stretch is when we said it. Like, well, this is danger area. You really have a chance to put somebody away. So where I'm going with this, are we going to see some sort? Are they going to put it together and have one of the greatest performances? The greatest performance they had in their life.
They're going to need it.
They're going to need it. But this is the point too. He loves being an underdog. Come on. The first thing he said in the presser. Somebody asked him about Silas Demery's rebound. He goes, "We were underdogs to a team we beat by 13 points. I don't know how that happened." He went on a rant about, "I don't know how that's possible." Blah blah blah. I wanted to say that. And he goes, "What was your question again?" He had no clue. He loves that chance. Now, they are rightfully underdogs against the Michigan team at 6.5. Some people told me it opened at 7.5 and moved down a little bit. This would be his opus. If somehow they win this game and they beat Duke and that Michigan team on the way to a 3rd title in 4 years, that is the story. If somehow they can overcome this and they win that thing, I was shocked last night. I would be that Michigan destroyed Arizona. I would be more shocked if UConn walks in and beats this Michigan team with maybe an injured solo ball. If that dude doesn't play or is not 100%, we got even a bigger problem.
I'd be flabbergasted if he doesn't play. Flabbergasted if he doesn't play. No, I agree, and I think that there's a motivation factor here with Hurley that is something where I mean you know him well, Randolph. When he is able to get these guys to lock in and play the way they play, one of the storylines I think that hasn't really been discussed enough is what he's been able to get out of Terrace Reed, and the fact that there was a point in time we had the same conversation about Tristan Newton at the end of his first season with UConn, where it was like, I don't know if this team's coming back. Like, he's got a chance to be great, but there's a couple programs, Baylor, North Carolina, that offered him quite a bit of money, and Terrace really thought about leaving.
I think that's the greatest thing that Dan Hurley does. It's just that he instills confidence. Everyone gets caught up in there talking about did he bump an official and all the other distractions. But when no one's in the room, no one's in the building, those players feed off him. He gives them confidence, even when they're struggling. I mean, we're sitting here in the national championship game, and we're talking about solo ball not making shots. Alex Caraman hasn't made shots. We're just talking about the lack of three-point shooting. He doesn't care. He gives them the confidence, so when they're playing against Duke, they shot like crap all game long, and it's the final 3 minutes of a game. I'm running a play for you. Out of this timeout, you're going to come out, you're going to knock this down, and you're going to make it. And they believe him. And that's just part of why he's so special. I think that's the greatest storyline of this. As tough as Michigan is, how can you not think 3 national championships in 4 years, in this time, 3 different teams?
Exactly.
I think if Grant comes in and asks him for a guy that's won multiples, it's different. He had the same guys. There may be a piece here or there, but 3 different teams winning 3 national championships is unreal.
I just looking at this game tomorrow, you're going to have, I mean, it sounds trivial, but like you got to make shots, and you cannot have what happened yesterday. They had 2 separate 5-minute scoring droughts. And you do that against Michigan, I think it's over. And so I look at, you mentioned Terrace Reed, and what Michigan's done so well all year is they neutralize your front court. Like they will. They have so many bodies with Morez, with Mara. But Terrace was the guy that when those 5-minute droughts happened, it was him that broke the drought. 22-21, Illinois takes a lead. They go into Terrace, little hook shot, 23-22, take the lead back. 57-53 after the 10-0 run for Illinois, or 9-0 run, whatever it was. Illinois calls a timeout. What do they do out of timeout? Throw it in Terrace Reed, bucket. Like, he is the drought breaker for them. And if he gets neutralized tomorrow, then you need Solo, you need Mullins, you need Caravan. Like, it's got to happen. Like, I don't see a way they survive tomorrow if they don't at least semi-replicate the shooting performance.
I mean, it's got to be a perfect game.
Well, I think they got to, but again, they need to make 11 or 12 threes. They made 12 last night. It was the second time they hit double-digit threes in their last 14 games. The other one's that Creighton game where they went bonkers and they made 16. Like, they need to shoot the ball well. They need to play a perfect game. Let's talk Michigan now. Yesterday in the locker room after when Yaxel did about 4 minutes of media, they took him out. Knee was all heavily wrapped. Foot looked swollen. He's walking and limping off. But obviously, when he went out of that game, this is how good that team is. Didn't really seem to matter. You have the rest of your front court's in foul trouble, and it was all right. Let's talk Michigan. As well, when you have all the expectations that you're supposed to win, and you're 6.5-point favorites, and maybe your best player, All-American's hurt, like what do you think Michigan needs to do what we all expect them to do, which is win a national championship tomorrow?
They're going to do what they did yesterday when he was out. They didn't miss a beat. They didn't even need him to come back into the game, and this game was over with. They didn't just hold the lead. They extended the lead, and it wasn't a competitive game. I don't think anybody saw that. I mean, that was just a complete annihilation. And so I think one thing that they'll have to adjust to is I can't imagine UConn will defend him the same. Like, I don't think you can defend him and allow Elliot Cadeau in drop coverage. He is shredding that.
Have to show.
You have to get up and show because he's getting other guys the baskets too easy.
That's what UConn does. They will hedge hard.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think they're going to have a chance.
Arizona eventually changed it a little bit, but that was for 3 minutes. But go ahead.
No, and I think that's a big part of it. And then the other thing is we talked about Tyrus Reed inside. I thought the length bothered him a little bit. Illinois' length. Michigan got that too. So it's not going to get any easier for him. But I think they're going to have to play through him more. But guys have got to step up. Somebody in the perimeter, they got to make enough shots, and they got to be all hands on deck. Because the game plan Michigan used against Arizona, they can't use against UConn, and that's stay in front, dare them to make threes. They got to lock, chase, switch. They got to do some different things. And more importantly, they cannot allow Elliot Cadeau to come off. He's just too elite of a passer against drop coverage.
We talk about Tyrus Reed scoring around the basket. Tyrus Reed has to have a hell of a screening day because that's the part they're not going to switch off of Tyrus. They're not going to switch Mara in any of these off-ball actions. So that's where you're going to be able to free yourself up. So Tyrus Reed's got to lay wood on these off-ball actions, and if he does that, now you're really behind the play. Now Mara's maybe got to show, and you're getting deeper post position. So that's where it's got to be for them. I just think about, as you know, having the analyst and alum cap on yesterday with Illinois, I took an exhale when Reed and Caravan came out of the game. I was like, all right, now this is the time. Yaxel and Mara were out yesterday, and that Michigan lead increased. They went small. I mean, they went Morez at the 5 and had Cadeau and McKinney and Burnett and Gale, and the lead went from 28-23 to 38-25. It's crazy. It's crazy what they've done with this personnel.
All right, we need to hit a break here from Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis. Getting set for the national championship game tomorrow. When we come back, we'll talk about the coaches. We touched on Danny, but Dusty is in his first ever national championship game. Does he climb the mountain tomorrow? That's next.
March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health.
Welcome back into Field of 68 here at Tom's Watch Bar in downtown Indianapolis, getting set for the national championship game tomorrow night. What an upgrade on the desk. Couple Hall of Famers. We got Mike DeCourcy, who is retiring after 3 decades at Sporting News, amazing career. And man, that needs no introduction. Grant Hill, the national champ, great career. Grant, great to be here. Great to be here, Mike. Thanks for coming. You got something to say about RC? I heard you got some beef with RC. What's going on?
No beef here, man.
No,
Okay,
man.
we good?
First of all, we were teammates. We won a national championship together, 15 and under AAU.
Oh, there we go.
Yes. So it was my team, but Randolph came on the team, and he pulled me aside and said, Graham, when I clap once, I want the ball. Don't make me clap twice. And it worked. We won a championship. And then
Did you listen to him?
no,
He wanted to
no.
win.
We wanted to win. No, but you know what?
I like to think I made him a better player. He had to snatch and push.
He did.
What
You
was
know
your record? What was your guys'
We didn't
record?
lose.
Did you ever lose?
We didn't
Let's say
well,
that backcourt is frightening, by the way.
we didn't
What are you
lose.
talking about
We
here?
had also the late Charlie Harrison was on our team as well, and we won in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Wow.
So I thought we were boys, but then we got to college, and Wake Forest constantly beat us up. You know, during my 4 years in college, the only team I had a losing record against was Wake Forest.
Wow.
My guess is RC.
That's why you saw me ask Shire last year. I'm waiting on my jersey to be retired in
you go.
Kansas.
I mean,
He knew that, too. He was waiting for that. He's like, I know the record.
I
I
think
know
that's
the
a fair
record.
question.
The disrespect, man.
Just, I have-
the
as
love
always.
is so fake and the hate is so real. Hey, oh, by the way, so my senior year, your junior year,
Racial junior year.
redshirt junior year, I guarded him. He hit a game winner in camera, step back 3 on me, and for the win. And
Down to.
but here's the thing, though, he didn't guard me. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't guard me. He put Lucas on
Shocking.
me. You know what I'm saying? I guarded him, and so when we had fun, there's nobody I respect more and think the world of than Randolph. And when we played against each other, I would talk trash to him, and but he always got the win. So you know,
Did he talk back?
nah. He was. I talked only when we were up early.
I had nothing to say. Like,
When you hit the game
when we
winner?
AAU teammates, I'm staying at his house. Like, I can't. Like, how am I gonna talk trash to him? Like, it was nothing to say.
It was just fun, man. It was fun.
much respect
what
for him.
was it like? Because a lot of people don't remember. A lot of young people have no idea what this dude was all about. And I'm going to go to you after because you covered him. But what was it like playing against him?
I don't think, and he won't say this because he's a humble guy and what he's done, and I know you know this as well. He was on track to be one of the greatest to ever touch the basketball. And the mantle, it wasn't passing the mantle after Mike. The mantle was here. He had the mantle. And you all know his injuries, history, and he's struggled with that. And I just recently saw that, and we talked about it because you didn't disclose everything as you were going through it publicly with everybody. And I thought that was to your credit as well, because people always wonder that. But one of the best to ever do it, still is. That hadn't changed. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason. But where he would have ranked in the Hall of Fame, you're talking top 10-ish. I mean, that type of talent, that type of game, better than people have him give him credit for. And like I said, I call him a friend and a great friend, and I'm honored to be that friend with him. But again, it's just he's a special person. But man, I mean, injuries. He's always on somebody's lip that the injuries wasn't a part of. It's always what if. I know he's thought about that because I know what type of competitor he is. He's just, accept that what he is. But again, he's still a Hall of Famer. Everybody knows what he has. But again, this younger generation will never understand how special he was as a talent.
I'm not used to him being nice, so this is the first.
That's the nicest thing I've ever done.
It's on tape, by the way, too. It's recorded.
He better clip that and send it to him. That's it. After this, that's it. I got nothing else.
Go ahead, Mike.
Grant, one of the things that people talk about you the most was the lob. It must have been like 100 yards from here, and it was about 100 yards in the air that Bobby threw it.
Yeah.
When it went up, and I don't know if everybody remembers, but in the championship game in '91, after he and his men took out UNLV, early in the game against Kansas, Grant made a statement that one of the all-time great lob slams. When it went up, did you know you could get it? What were your thoughts as you tried to go up there?
Yeah, Bobby, he made me work for that. It was early in the game, and it was funny after the game. Myself, Brian Davis, and Thomas Hill, we were keeping a tally throughout the tournament to see who had more dunks. And we won the championship game, and we're up there on the stand waiting. And I think Brian had an alley-oop dunk in that game. And he commented like on my dunk, and I had forgotten about it. And because it happened so early in the game. And then, when they showed the one shining moment of the clip, that's when I saw it. And the problem, though, is I had a bad haircut.
That was where I was going with it.
And there's a story.
The haircut was beautiful. That was the thing of joy.
There's a story. So I'll tell you real quick. So we beat St. John's in the Elite Eight in Detroit. We get back to Durham, and Coach K, we get off the bus. He says, guys, we're going to keep things as normal as we do. I don't want you doing anything different. Don't shave your head or anything. So the night before we're leaving to go out of town, Tony Lang, my roommate and teammate, we go to the barber shop, and the barber was drinking. But that wasn't uncommon. He would drink all the time. So he's cutting Tony's hairs first, and Tony, he got a nice little fade or whatever. I guess the alcohol kicked in on my cut. So, but my back was to the mirror, and so the whole time Tony's looking at me, funny, but I'm not catching on. And so when the cut was over, I was so mad. I was ready to fight the barber, and I didn't want to pay him. And then I wanted to fight Tony because I'm like, you let him do that to me. And then I was thinking, you know what? I can't shave it off because I won't play. Now, you know what? Coach K would have played me still.
Yeah, I think so. You were good.
I was a freshman.
You attested the theory.
I was a freshman. I didn't know better. So that's the real story.
2 years after that, you had a chance to do something that only 15 players in history have done, all who played for John Wooden at UCLA, and now Alex Caravan has a chance to do tomorrow night. What was it like on that night in Charlotte, not far from home, chance to win it? And what chances do you give Alex tomorrow night?
Well, similar trajectories. We both won championships our first 2 seasons. We both lost in the second round our junior year, and we both got to a championship game. Look, I mean, similar too, we faced a juggernaut in Arkansas.
Yes.
And they were loaded. They were deep. I remember in the Embassy Suites in Charlotte the night before the game, we're going through the scouting report, and I'm like, how are we going to beat them, I remember we had Chris Collins. No offense, Chris, I love you. But Chris Collins was matched up with Scotty Thurman. I was like, oh, Lord. And, but, we hung in there, and we gave ourselves a chance, and we were proud, and we fought. And I know Michigan, I mean, they've been consistently dominant from the start of the season until now, and they're everyone's favorite. But you can't rule out Caravan, Dan Hurley, this group. They're going to make it a Big East fight. They got to make it a battle. They got to slow down the tempo. And, maybe Alex will have an opportunity to do what I wasn't fortunate to do, and that's win 3 championships. So as a broadcaster, all we care about is a good game.
Yeah.
We just want a close game. Right. And we'll cover the screen at the broadcast table if it comes down to a final shot. No more memes from me and Raph.
That was good. I like that. A little Snoop cam. Mike, I want you to follow on this because obviously the perspective. But Grant, you're obviously playing for Coach K. You're going to 3 finals in 4 years. They're about to do that too. But Danny's taken this team, 3 different teams, to this. When you look at Danny, you think about what he is as a coach and what he's done and where Coach K was at that time in his career, about the same age, about the same time in their lives. What similarities, what differences do you see between those 2 coaches?
They both were, kids from the inner city that played point guard, that maybe their careers didn't pan out the way they envisioned. But, we're able to channel that, move into coaching, and, brilliant minds, different styles in a way. We didn't really run anything when I was at Duke. We just played off instinct, played off of Bobby. Dan has incorporated a new style of play. We were here in 2021, and Iron Eagle and I, first time we did a college game together, we were in West Lafayette, and that Jarvis Book Night team, Yukon, which was a very different team and a very different style of play than how they play now. And Dan realizing, okay, I got to change. And so his ability to adapt and adjust and become this team, this style of play that's worked is incredible. And a lot like Coach K. I mean, one of the things I credit Coach with over 40 years, his ability to adapt and adjust as well. And so, but to do what he's done, 3 championship games in 4 years, he's probably the modern day Coach K in a lot of ways. And who would have thought back in the early 90s that of all people, Dan Hurley is this great coach? It's a credit to him and his journey.
One of the things that has bothered me the most through 4 decades plus in sports journalism is the idea that who you are on the sideline is who you are as a person. And I dealt with that early in my career. I covered Joe Paterno, who was universally believed to be the most wonderful person, and I dealt with him for 9 years, and I didn't find him to be the most wonderful person. He was very difficult to deal with, a real challenge. And then later, not long after that, maybe 8 or 9 years, my assignment was to cover Bob Huggins, who was reviled from coast to coast. The media was constantly on him. And look, I'm not going to say Bob has not had his issues over the years, but he wasn't the person he was portrayed to be. He cared about his guys as much as any coach that I've been around, really cared about his players and their lives and their successes. And that was very rarely conveyed in the public. And now you see this manifesting itself again with Dan Hurley. I don't love his sideline demeanor all the time, especially when he's winning. Like 2 years ago, when he was crushing everybody, he was still doing similar things. And I'd like to see him tone it down. I mean, one of the things, Grant could speak to this. Mike was a tough guy. He was hard on refs. He could be hard on you guys, but he was really conscious of how it would look. So he portrayed himself.
Yeah, he would do it this way.
Yes.
Right?
And I don't blame him for that, but it was smart because Mike is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. And I'm feel so blessed to have a great relationship with him. But he's one of the ones that was smart enough to make sure that he was portrayed the way he is instead of just sort of ignoring that and coaching the way he feels best and most comfortable. And so I would say that to me, it's really should be about what you do on the floor and what your players say that you are like and what you do for them.
No, I agree. Look, I mean, there's different styles, different personalities. I do say that one thing about Dan, it appears as though his players like love him and will run through a wall for him. And the antics, yeah, sometimes he toes the line, maybe crosses it. Coach K was a little bit more private. It's funny. Coach K is a letter writer. And, during the recruiting process, he's writing letters, he's calling you, all these great things, very nice. And then the first meeting we had, first day of school, I didn't know he cursed. And so he starts using profanity, using the F word, and using it different ways and talking about how great of a word it is. And I'm thinking, who did I just commit to? But I think the main thing is regardless, you got to be a competitor. And your guys have to know that you will fight for them. You'll bring that spirit, that energy every day, that vision and that ability to align with that vision and execute. And both those coaches have done it. And there's other great coaches who do it as well. They just haven't been as fortunate to have the success. It takes talent. It takes a lot of things. It takes luck, But the great thing in college is we have a lot of wonderful coaches, and certainly two of the best will be on display tomorrow night.
No doubt, no doubt. Dusty, very different than Hurley, but, man, what he's done there, incredible. Flipping that program and obviously taking FAU to the Final Four a couple of years ago, amazing. You got a chance to talk to Yaxel this morning. We did not. I talked to him after the game last night, and I accused him of milking it a little bit last night. He smiled, he laughed. I mean, obviously it's bothering him. We know that, but how much of an impact do you think it will have on the game tomorrow?
Well, dramas make the best movies. And, he seemed okay. He said that, it's always, as a player, like when you have an injury, the test is that next morning when you wake up. How does it feel? And he said he was sore, but it wasn't as bad as he thought. Mentioned, he's going to go to the Colts facility, do some treatment over there today. But he was moving around. He looked okay. He was still he in a bad mood. He's very jovial, excited. Just a great personality, a fun-loving
he's got
guy.
The best personality, I think, of any of the players.
100%. 100%.
He's got no filter, which is always good. You had a filter.
But he's honest. Like,
no question.
like one of the things, it was funny, we had the Big Ten tournament, and after they won the semis, he had a game-winning 3.
Yes.
So we come back to our hotel in Chicago, and they're in the same hotel. And so I see him and Trey McKinney. And a mutual friend, introduces us. And so Yaxel was interviewed by Tracy at halftime of that game, and he had struggled. And he said in the second half, I got to get my confidence. I'm struggling a little bit. And I said, man, don't ever tell that you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say that. Like, hey, just if you got to make it up or whatever.
No BS with him.
Yeah, but you know what? He's so honest and so pure, and so that's refreshing. Someone to be that transparent. I was never that transparent. I would never admit that it was hard guarding Randolph.
I can't believe you admitted that. That's crazy. We appreciate your time, Mike. Congratulations, an amazing career. Thank you for stopping by, Grant. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll be hearing you on the call tomorrow. We'll get that clip to you of everything nice Randolph said about you. Don't worry, it'll be in your inbox shortly.
We're going to burn that. We let him off the hook because I was going to ask him about his dookies. But we can let him off the hook with that one.
You really want to get in that?
And we're here to celebrate the team.
There you go.
As you said, very
polished. We're here to be. It's not about other teams. It's about the team.
Focus, RC.
Yukon in Michigan, right?
And I know when you show that clip, you'll show his step back 3 right afterwards.
Of course,
probably.
Give him the wave. Give him the wave. There you go. Oh, of course.
No, he didn't do me like Jeff McGinnis.
Too much respect.
Too much respect. But not for Jeff. He didn't get that.
He went to Carolina.
There you go. All right, we got to hit a break here at Tom's Watch Bar. We're doing a whole line change after this. Thanks to the Hall of Famers. We'll be back here in Field of 68 in a minute.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of... As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing. Or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals. And squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers. And these kinds of cheers. People are good. For you. Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together.
Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to Rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave, and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German-engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foamy shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you. This week, grab March by the Claw at your favorite bar. White Claw, the official seltzer of the Field of 68 After Dark, is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Rally your crew, call for a couple of claws, and go to whiteclaw.com/couple of claws to score rebates or a chance at a gift card depending on your state. You must be 21. Rules and restrictions apply. Ends April 6, 2026. Drink responsibly. whiteclaw.com/couple of claws. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois. Today's episode of the Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back, Field of 68 here live from Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis. We got Rob Dauster, we got Terrence Oglesby, we got Jarrell McNeil. Hello, Matt McCall. How we doing,
John
man?
Martin, how we doing, sir?
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
I wondered if I ever would, and I have.
Oh, I saw you in that blazer last night.
I saw you.
I saw that blazer last night.
Yeah.
That blazer looked nice.
Yes, yes. So it's very, very good to see you. All right. Last night, Rob Dauster, you said you immediately, the game ended, Michigan beat the hell out of Arizona, the game ended, and you emptied the clip on Yukon in the championship game with about 12 hours of sleep since then. Have you changed your mind?
No, I haven't. And,
Okay.
and I actually, I have a confession to make, guys.
All right.
I lied to John last night about where I invested my wager.
I love how bets have turned into investments over the past week and a half.
How about that?
Actually, 3 weeks. Over the past 3 weeks, those are investments. They're no longer bets.
So,
they're investments.
I bet on Michigan
Okay.
minus 7.5 while telling John that I took UConn money line.
Why would you lie?
And I cashed that out today, and I cleared the account on UConn money line. I took out some profits, cleared the account on UConn money line, because why not? Why not, T.O.? Why not? Give me one reason why not.
Is that with your heart or your head?
With my heart.
Okay.
100% with my heart. But if they win and I'm not betting on them, like, what am I doing?
I mean, I guess just a fan or a member of the media, or I don't know. I mean, what do you mean? What are you doing?
No, look, I think so. If UConn's going to win, all right, I'm going to lay you out what I think the game plan can be, and you three can tell me if you think I'm out of my mind. All right, I think there's three things that you have to do. One is you have to be able to control the tempo. No turnovers that lead to pick six layups. Don't let them get out and transition off of missed shots. Don't let them get out and transition off of made shots because they will run off of makes. You have to make them, you have to control the tempo. Number two, do that by making them work defensively. 25 seconds off the clock per possession. Run your stuff. Create those open looks. I expect them to be switching everything in the half court. So you got to get some slips in there. You got to get some flares in there. You got to have some ghost screens. You got to be able to create stuff that doesn't allow you to have to be one-on-one for everything. Because I don't think you can beat them one-on-one in a switch, right? I don't think Silas Demery is beating any of their bigs off the bounce. And three, you got to make the shot that you get. I think you got to make 12, 13 threes.
You're coaching too much basketball right now. Okay, I know you're the greatest youth coach in the Jersey area, the Philly area. Like, I know you're the greatest youth coach.
I'm a Final Four coach. Put some
I'm
respect
trying to help you recruit right now.
Put some respect on
You're overcomplicating this. They got to make 13 or 14 three-point shots.
Point blank.
That is it.
And they got to get them.
They got to get them, and they got to make them.
Yep.
That's it. To have a chance in this game. Dusty May said it to me last night after the game. UConn has championship DNA. His exact words to me, you can't buy it at a 7-Eleven. They have the championship DNA. With that being said, one, Lindeborg has to be able to guard Caravan off all that screening action. He's got to be able to move. We don't know. He's going to play. He's playing in the game. Okay? He's got to be able to move because that's going to be the matchup. They got to get open looks. And they got to make them. And if they make 13 or 14 threes, they have a chance in the game.
So let me real quick on that. Yaxel told a bunch of media members today that he doesn't actually have a sprained MCL. He has a bone bruise. I texted somebody on the staff that said, I've been told sprain, I've been told bruise. I'm not a doctor. I coach ball. That was the quote. So
exactly.
So whatever it is, he's going to be hobbled. So my
he's playing. My man's playing.
My question to you is, if he's a little bit limited, would you consider putting him on Silas Demery? Try to just say keep Silas in front and let everybody else deal with chasing around the screens. I feel like that would be easier if you got a bad wheel.
I disagree because I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's capable when healthy. But I think he's going to have a hell of a lot harder time trying to guard Demery in space at the top of the key in the middle third on the floor, any type of ball screen actions. I would rather him be chasing Caravan or maybe somebody else, like, you know what I mean, as well, too. Like, just get him in those actions and things like that. I'll have him fighting through a screen off the ball rather than I would have him sitting down in the stands trying to guard a dude that's almost a foot shorter than he is. You know what I mean? But at the same time of that, this is the flip side of it. And this, I guess you'll know something about this too, Rob. How much impact does it have if you got a hobbled solo ball as well too? Because that's going to be one of the guys, in my opinion, like Matt, you just said, they're going to need to make threes. So that's another guy, one more guy that you have to not worry about chasing around screens and all the different actions as well too. So I think that'll play a big impact also.
I think another thing too is, yes, UConn has to hit a lot of threes, but communication for Michigan has to be elite because of how they make you change sides of the floor, UConn that is, and how many actions they run. And some of their actions, especially with these staggers, with Caravan as a second screen, if you're not communicating at a high level, you're going to get burnt. Right. Either off the first stagger or when he's slipping up underneath the other side. It's like a weird stagger Spain that they do. So in my opinion, I would rather have Lindeborg chasing, calling switch so he can stay a little bit more stationary because UConn's going to move you, and that's all well and good. But if you're continuing to communicate at a high level and talk on the defensive end of the floor, you're not necessarily chasing all the time, and you can almost be a little bit more zone appropriate to your area because of that.
Especially when we talked about, that's one of the things that you were scared of too, is possibly those dudes having the ability just to switch a lot of the stuff off ball and just push each other in the spots and essentially zone up too. So I think that could work in his favor for him not having to move as much.
The other thing too is I thought yesterday UConn had some wasted possessions on offense. Illinois just didn't take advantage of it. Missed layups, some missed stuff inside to beat this Michigan team tomorrow. Now listen, I'll say this. Michigan's been great all season long. I thought it was the best game that they've played, with the Big Ten Player of the Year only playing 14 minutes.
Yep, agreed.
14 minutes to beat an Arizona team that a lot of people had cutting the nets down on Monday night, having them down 30 the way they did. Best game they've played all season, but UConn can't have those wasted possessions. The possession in the second half where solo ball comes down and tries to Euro step and misses a layup. You can't have those plays. Missed free throws at crucial times. You can't have those plays. Got to finish everything on the inside in and around the rim to be able to beat this Michigan team. But that championship DNA is the reason I think they can.
Another point of some of those dead possessions that you refer to, if you go up and you miss a layup just by chance, because those things happen. You're playing in the national championship game. Those things happen. Don't end up on the floor.
No, stay on your feet.
You got to stay on your feet. You better get back in transition and talk. Michigan is just so good at making you pay. They talk about it all the time in the NBA. Stay on your feet. Do not hit the ground, because then you're at a constant disadvantage if you're laying on the floor. You got to stay on your feet so you can communicate, get back, because if that Michigan team gets going up and down, even at their size, which is crazy to think about, it's going to be really dangerous for them. I'm just really excited because I think tomorrow's game is going to be played completely differently than what we saw in the two games yesterday. I mean, you're going to see Michigan having to guard in the half court. Hurley's going to control the tempo, especially on the offensive side. The X's and O's point of this whole game, like, that makes me scared to pick Michigan. And I'm picking Michigan. Big one, because Benedict told me to. The other reason is because of how UConn makes you move from side to side constantly, even against a switching defense. Like, they make you move. Arizona didn't do any of that. I thought Michigan was able to embrace their physicality because Arizona was only driving one way, and then they were beating them to spots. That's not UConn's MO. They're coming off staggers. He's willing to let you run away shoot. It's going to be played completely differently, and it's going to be wildly entertaining. It's going to be a great game.
Now, we saw some really cool stories come out of the game yesterday, right? Like things that Dusty was scouting in the first game, right?
Unbelievable.
And I see after the game that Dusty took the team to the big house to adjust for the depth perception that a stadium would give for shooting. Where can Dan Hurley take, like, do you guys have a football stadium? Like, where would he take the Huskies?
It's called Rentschler Field.
Are there
It's not the big house.
Do they have stands?
Not the big house.
They have stands.
Not the big house.
Okay.
I believe that there are even some seats there.
No, you've never been in them. You've never been in those stands.
I think I've been to one UConn football game. I couldn't name a player on the team.
This is the edge, though, that you have to have.
If you want to know what UConn football is right now, just understand that the Big Ten and the Big 12 and the SEC and the ACC are so scared of UConn football that they won't invite UConn basketball into a conference.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what we are right now. No, the funny part about it is UConn had one of their best shooting games in a long time on Saturday night. The 33 threes that they took was the second most that they've taken this entire season, right? And they've had a couple of big nights. They hit 18 against Providence. They had 16 again against Creighton earlier this year. So that's still in there. But McCall, you said this. They got to hit 13 or 14 threes. Like, that's the baseline. And then you kind of have to hope that Michigan doesn't do the same thing. Because if Michigan makes 10 threes, then
that's a tough ass.
I have no chance.
Or they 12 of 27 last night.
I thought UConn yesterday had 17 or 18 wide open looks.
Yes.
That just didn't go down. I mean, they missed some wide open shots that, again, those got to go down tomorrow. They have to go down to knock off this Michigan team. I believe that.
I don't think they got to make all of them, but they definitely got to make enough. And I'm also on the train of believing that I think he put a little too much into the whole depth perception argument. I don't think it's necessarily.
I disagree, man.
Necessary.
No, I disagree.
Oh, we got to go to a football stadium.
I'm telling you, it is a real difference.
Shoot or shoot, man. Shot makers make shots.
Can confirm. Playing in a football stadium is different.
No, I agree.
It's a real difference.
We played in the Carrier Dome in the Big East. That's part of it, right? Every single year when I was in the Big East. It's a football stadium. Different? Yeah. Is it outlandish and oh my God, nobody can ever make a shot in here? No.
Yeah, but they also play in the end zone.
So that matters too. Where are you playing the dome?
Yeah, because of
a dome is a dome. You get
because of the depth perception. At least that's how I felt.
No, I get you.
Yeah, like we would play.
I think if we put a little too much into it.
I just remember how many teams we've seen just have horrendous shooting nights at the Final Four.
Well, that's because like half the Final Fours that we see, teams are playing against Yukon, and no one can score on Yukon.
That's what it is.
In the college basketball. Or is it the balls?
They fixed those, I think, this year.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they fixed those this year. It could be.
Coach McCall, if Michigan pulls this off tomorrow, they're big favorites, as Rob knows. If Michigan steamrolls Yukon tomorrow, which has basically meant that they've left everybody in their path in a road of destruction. Will we talk about this Michigan team as one of the best ever?
Well, I mean, that is a heck of a question.
Because they've been killing teams.
I think that Dagan has the stat. I think it's 21.6 points per win.
Correct. So Michigan coming into the championship game, 21.6 average margin of victory. Yukon at 23 at 20.6.
After the
comparable to that Yukon team.
It would be 21.7.
And that's what I said
after tomorrow.
And that's what I said last night. I was like, this Michigan team, the way they're just railroading people. I mean, just crushing everybody. Reminds me of that 23 Yukon team
exactly
to where
right.
it's like they're so physically overwhelming, plus they're hitting shots, plus they have stoppers. Now, if Lindenborg isn't feeling good, it takes away the defensive Andre Jackson portion of this.
Yes.
So, like, there is a little bit of a chink in the armor because of having that guy who's going to be able to lock somebody down out of the competition. That, to me, is significant. Can you get Michigan to chase you? Is the whole point of what UConn's going to do on the offensive end of the floor tomorrow.
I'll say this. What's more impressive, the margin of victory or the fact I think they've scored 90 or more in every game, too, or close to every game?
Yeah, I mean,
like, in my opinion, just to have a run like that in this tournament where it's like not only are we beating the hell out of people, but nobody's been remotely gotten close to stopping us, slowing us down on the offensive end, too. So that's been impressive, especially that last game where Yaks only playing, a handful of minutes there because of the injury.
How good was Trey McKinney?
He was so good.
I mean, this is a freshman that nobody talks about. Comes off the bench, plays his role. He looks like he should be suiting up in the big house as a middle linebacker, the way that he's put together and built. Has the huge dunk, knocks down huge threes, and defends at a high level. He's one of the most underrated freshmen in the country.
Yeah, they got a couple of those guys. Roddy Gale as well.
Roddy Gale.
He's the monster. Man. Yeah. One thing real quick from you guys, and then we can move on. John's got a list of stuff he wants to get to.
Yeah, I've been given a very strict list. It's like a
strict list.
It's like the president's itinerary.
It's just got some. We got some.
But I do want to ask you, Rob, because I asked McCall about where Michigan would rank all time. I do think if they win, I do think there is sort of a misconception about the roster, though. It was not some all-star roster that Dusty May assembled. It was a guy that North Carolina fans couldn't wait to get rid of. It was a guy at UAB. Okay.
I have a stat. I want to confirm what Jarrell said here. So Michigan has scored 90 points in every game so far in the NCAA tournament. They're the only team ever to score it through 5 games in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
And they've done that, again, not with guys who were top 3. I mean, Yaks obviously was the guy in the portal, but the rest of it has been Daimara. Was sent off from UCLA, didn't work, whatever the case may be. He took these guys in, Rob, and they developed in a way that for most of them, even Yaks was not used like this at UAB. So I'm just wondering what you think of the job that he's done developing the guys that he's brought in.
Okay, first of all, Yaks was 17-11, 4.5 assists.
Yeah, but he was playing the 5. He wasn't being used like this.
He was awesome. Yaks was the guy that we knew was going to be a stud. Like, I get into the portal.
He wasn't being used like that, John.
No, I mean,
he wasn't being used like that.
Go watch Memphis, UAB games from 2 years ago. He was back to the basket, bro.
So, fair enough. So he was the guy everyone knew was going to be a stud, right? But you look at these other pieces. Elliot Cadeau was kind of pushed out of North Carolina because they were like, "You're not good enough. You can't shoot."
I was questioning.
We want Kyan Evans.
May. Why are you taking him? I was questioning it.
Adymar
You all
was
were
like
wrong.
13 minutes a game at UCLA. This was a dude that Mick Cronin didn't really want, right? Roddy Gale was a good player at Ohio State, but what was the thing on him? Nah, I can't really score. Like, we're not buying this dude. Morris Johnson, that's your guy. Like, he was at Illinois. I'm sure they would have liked to have him back, but it wasn't like they were beating down his doors to get him back.
No,
so they built this roster. Trey McKinney's a stud, but Trey McKinney was not this, like, he wasn't Darryn Peterson. Like,
He was the second best player on his AAU team. Like, he played with Darius Acuff, and, like, he was not an afterthought because he was still highly recruited.
I was going to say, let's not overstate it. He was a 5-star player, guys. McDonald's.
What I'm saying is, like,
is that everything?
What I'm saying is, well, is this is an elite freshman class, and he was thought of as a good recruit and not one of the elite. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Yes, this Michigan team right now looks like a complete juggernaut. When it was put together in the offseason, it did not look like a team like this. Like, we had them as the number 11 team in the preseason. Like, I think that this is a testament to that coaching staff, to their player identification, and to understanding the vision that they have for what they want to build, how they want to play, and how they can incorporate that style with the players that they're bringing in. Like, to me, this is everything you want out of your coaching staff when it comes to identifying pieces you're going to bring in.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, just understanding in the evaluation piece. I think there's a lot of similarities between Dusty May and Todd Golden. You look at what Todd Golden, if the transfers that they brought in.
Yeah.
No one thought Ruben Chinleyu was going to be the National Defensive Player of the Year that you saw him get this morning within that award. Getting that award. There's just a lot of similarities with roster construction. That's the job. Me and Dallin Cuff had this conversation this morning in terms of should roster construction go into who gets the National Coach of the Year award? I said, you're damn right, because that's coaching. That the roster construction is coaching.
Absolutely.
Recruiting is coaching.
Yeah, that's part of why. That's part of why, like Calipari, everybody's like, well, can he really? Yeah, that's part of it. Getting those guys is part of the deal.
Yeah. All right, we have a lot more.
Hold on, real quick. I need to bring someone on here. This is my friend Henry. You know him as Little Red. Henry, every single one of the guys on this panel, other than me, picked Michigan to win the national championship tomorrow.
Who's picking Michigan to win that?
He did. He did.
Good. We love that. We love it. We love it. I remember that shit. Can I swear?
Yes.
I remember that shit. We keep receipts.
He bet Michigan.
I love the hate. I love the hate.
Rob Dauster bet Michigan.
I don't give a fuck with Rob Dauster. That's my boy. All right, well, Rob, I don't know you guys. Where's Behan? He's hiding. Let's go, Huskies! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Huskies! Come on, Rob! Come on, Rob! Come on! Let's go!
All right, we got to take a break. Control. We got a lot more to come. I don't know if we can top that. We got a lot more to come. Field of 68.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, Use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals and squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers and these kinds of cheers. People are good for you. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together.
Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave, and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German-engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foamy shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you. This week, grab March by the Claw at your favorite bar. White Claw, the official seltzer of the Field of 68 After Dark, is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Rally your crew, call for a couple of claws, and go to whiteclaw.com/couple of claws to score rebates or a chance at a gift card depending on your state. You must be 21. Rules and restrictions apply. Ends April 6, 2026. Drink responsibly. whiteclaw.com/couple of claws. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois. Today's episode of the Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe. With
with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby's shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubby's keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbysshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back into Field of 68 here at Tom's Wash Bar, downtown Indianapolis. Getting set for the Final Four National Championship game tomorrow, about 28 hours away. Place is filling out. It is packed. We've got 5 new here. Matt McCall in the mix, Mike LaTulip, Terrence Oglesby, Jeff Goodman, myself down the cup. We're going to get to a big North Carolina update in the coaching search here in a few minutes. But I do want to touch on the Naismith Awards. They were this morning. Maddie and I were on the Sirius calling it. T.O., I believe you were there. Didn't really care about dressing up. I think, were you in a tassel hat? What happened?
Is that a sweatshirt?
It was cold, and I'm tired of being cold. So I wore a sweatshirt. I went and apologized to Eric Oberman, who runs the Atlanta Tip-Off Club. I said, guys, look, it's too cold. I had a suit on last night. I went sweatshirt. I was dressed reasonably.
Who had a better outfit, you or Cam Boozer?
Cam didn't dress at all. I mean, but it's better. It's better than what Zach Edey accepted it in last year. Do you remember that? My man had a Carhartt shirt on.
Guys, hold on. Zach Edey was going to the gym in like 20 minutes. He had practice. He had things to do. He's about to play in a national championship game. I got to go.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
What I am buying is you're in the media. You could have brought a jacket. That's all I'm saying.
It was too cold. I apologize. I did my due diligence. I went to apologize.
Good networking there to go apologize there.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right.
Look.
Let's go over the awards, though. Credit to Tommy Lloyd. He showed up. They had to get on their charter. They changed the schedule. He showed up at 10 o'clock. Accepted the award, obviously after taking that beating. Very humble in his speech. Pretty impressive. Just hear what he said about that. He kind of joked about giving it to Dusty May, which
he's going to mail it to him.
Which going to mail it to him?
He said his address was on the sheet.
It was a good line. It was a very good line. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Ruben Chinilu. Tubby Smith, Outstanding Contributor. He won that award back in 2003 as National Coach of the Year from Naismith. Outstanding Contributor of Men's Basketball. And, of course, Cameron Boozer with the National Player of the Year. Nobody's surprised by that. Goody, I'll let you go first. When you hear the rundown of the awards, I mean, does anything stand out to you in particular?
No, I think they got it right for the most part. Now, you can make a case for Dusty May over Tommy Lloyd, but both of them were, again, these are voted before, obviously, the Final Four in the NCAA tournament.
Well, they're voted for last week. I mean, I think right after the Sweet 16 round.
It was after, I think it was the day of the Elite Eight was the final.
That's when the due date was. Full transparency, I voted for John Shire, but then we saw what happened with Yukon, but I thought he had a terrific season, but Tommy Lloyd deserved it. Terrific year all year, just ends in the Final Four kind of on a flub, but he's been great.
Well, and he did it. I mean, the one thing I'll say about Shire, he did it. He did it in the ACC, which wasn't as good as the Big 12, number one. And
you remember that whooping he gave Michigan and D.C.? I mean, it's not like he didn't play anybody.
No,
Duke's never.
He played a great non-conference schedule.
Right.
The other thing is they're Duke. They are Duke. Now, you can say Arizona's Arizona, but they don't have the same sort of resources that the Duke Blue Devils do. So usually when I'm making that type of Coach of the Year, you're looking for somebody that probably overexceeds your expectations in the preseason. And I think Tommy Lloyd completely overexceeded my expectations because what they do, they went with 2 freshmen. Two freshmen, and they've been really, really good.
Yeah, I'm right there. I voted for Tommy Lloyd, too, in full disclosure, too. Thank you, Dagan, our producer. I'm aware of who's got the mic coming in. We've got a special guest here. Oh, and Dauster. Look at that. McCall. Great job, McCall, the tulip. There's never been a better sub in the history of the game. Emeka Okafor. We're talking about former National Players of the Year. You know what that's about, former national championships. What that's about. Thank you for joining us here in the Field of 68. Rob Dauster in there, too. My man, just give us your thoughts about your boys. Yukon back in a national championship, 3rd time in 4 years. Let's just start there.
It's just a great time. The job that Hurley has done, I think, is just wow. He's really mastered the portal, brought in great players. You develop homegrown talent, and this run of potentially three championships in 4 years it's just crazy. But if you see the man in action work, there's absolutely no surprise. The guy's a mad scientist, man. Like, you know, I've had the opportunity to watch him in practice several times, and the way he coaches everybody, from other coaches to the players to the grad assistants, it's just masterful how he tugs at everybody's strings just perfectly to get everybody in line and give everybody 100%.
All right, so Mecca, how does he compare? I always say this to Tom Moore. Tom Moore should write a book because he's had to work.
He's seen a lot.
Coach Moore is a Yukon institution, man.
But like, imagine having to work for Calhoun, get yelled at by Calhoun and Dan Hurley. Compare and I don't know if you know Hurley well enough, but I'm sure you know him pretty well by now and his personality. Compare Calhoun and Hurley.
So I said this oftentimes. You know, when you watch a game, both of them on the sidelines, you'll question their sanity, right? They just let it all rip, right? But what they share is that they care about the program and they care about the players, and you know that by how everybody comes back. Everybody. When Coach Calhoun, whenever you have an event, we were there, no matter what generation you played. Dan. All the players he recruits, they're absolute competitors, but they're sweethearts, man. They have great hearts, and they're great people, and everybody gets along. And Dan is very inviting of the whole entire program and legacy. If you come to the game, no matter who you play for, you're back in the locker room. You understand? So they both are tough guys who like to coach and who will push you and demand toughness. But there's never a doubt that they care about you.
I think one person that stands out at Yukon over this entire tournament run has been a fellow big man. And you controlled the boards. You controlled everything inside 10 feet. Give us your Terrace Reed evaluation over the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, Terrace Reed. The key ingredient, you know, Kemba's 2011 year was a little different, but the key ingredient to the other runs was a dominant big. Yep. And Terrace Reed, like, fits that mold, right? And that goes again with Dan going in the portal and getting that heck of a pickup. He had a solid year last year, but this year he's really just turned the corner and at the absolute best time. I want to say he's solid. We wouldn't be here if he wasn't doing what he was doing. I don't understand. He's been. You talk about an anchor. Like, he has anchored that team so solidly that, you know, he's a big reason why we've been able to persist through our shooting woes.
Well, you mentioned how you guys are able to come back and you're in the locker room. There's very much still a lot of love that you have for UConn. You're in a role now on CBS where you are on TV. You got to be a member of the media. I struggle with this at times. How do you navigate that? Like, I got to find a way to be a little bit unbiased, but I am very, very, very clearly biased when it comes to this program.
You're not hiding it, Rob. I'm not sure what that was.
Zero.
Holy smokes.
I didn't say I do it. I say I try.
Yeah,
sucked at it.
You failed.
So this is my first.
Much better.
No, but here's the thing. UConn's made it very easy for me this year to not appear. They've been killing this year, so I haven't appeared as a too much of a homer yet. But there's a delicate line. It's tough. There are times where it could be a little bit tough to navigate, but again, UConn, as long as UConn continues to be dominant, I feel like it will hide my prejudice a little bit because I can never sing their praises enough, and it won't look out of pocket because they're killing. You know?
Have you? You did say we before. Have you worked on we usage?
I say we all the time.
Okay, so we's not going away.
I say, and I'm not bashful about saying we. Here's the thing, like, you know, I watch the sport. I consume the sport. I consume shows, and if a broadcaster, a commentator went to the school, to me it's odd if they try to pretend like they don't care. It's like, hey man, you sweated for this university, obviously you're going to care a little bit. So if it, show me that, I'm fine. Like, as long as what you're saying is in line and you're not playing favoritism. But if you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, you're happy. It's everybody who went to college understands, or everybody who roots for a college team understands the love you have for your university. And I don't think it's a bad thing to let that show every so often.
Was it hard for you when they hired Hurley? It had been in the family for a while, right? The Calhoun then obviously Kevin Ollie. They hire Hurley. I don't know if you even knew who he was probably when they hired him, but there was a lot of pushback to firing Kevin and then bringing in a guy like Dan Hurley. What was that like for the former players at that time?
You know, as a former player, you just want to see your university do well. You understand? So we're here for support. You know, there's only so much we can control from a decision standpoint. So whoever's at the helm, we're going to rock with at the helm. Okay? Coach Calhoun was at the helm. KO, we rooted for. When Dan came in, hey, man, we want you to succeed. So in terms of how he was received, I think it was, at least by me, it was pretty warmly.
He did a good job right away of trying to incorporate you guys.
Oh, he's been inclusive from day one. I would say, obviously my experience is limited. We haven't had that many different coaching changes, but he is, I got to give him an A++ for inclusivity and really making sure the program is tight and cinched together from both men and women. He's smart. He reaches out to everybody.
Well, his work ethic is incredible. So it doesn't surprise me that he knows who's coming to every game.
Yeah.
Make sure that, I remember years ago, Boston College, right? Remember Billy Curley? Do you remember that name? He's a little bit earlier than you, but he took him to Sweet 16. He'd come to games, he'd be in the top row. The top row, and it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Where Dan
Dan,
coming.
You're behind the bench, and then you're in the locker room afterwards. You understand? Like, so he's all about family. Yeah. He's all about togetherness, unity. He's 100% practices what he preached, and that's why we all love him, man. Like, what you see is what you get.
All right, we've talked a lot about Dan. That's relevant. Let's talk about tomorrow night and what Dan's got to do to get Michigan to beat Michigan in this team that looks like a juggernaut, 6.5 point favorites. What do you think the Huskies have to do? What are the 3 things that have to happen for them to have a chance to win at the end here?
So I think we have to shoot well. You know, we have to shoot well. We did a lot better last game. We've been up and down a little bit over the tournament, but last game was the perfect time for everybody to get, cinched up and get right. So that has to go right. Terrence Reed has to continue to dominate. We have to get our inside out going, and we got to rebound and defend. I know it's cliche, but when you're playing a Michigan, you have to have all that together because this is a very, very good, tough team. They're very well coached. Dusty May's back in the Final Four after taking FAU there not too long ago, right? So he knows what the heck he's doing, and he has one heck of a crew that he's at the helm of. So it's going to be fun. I feel like it has slight notes. I'll only say slight notes of the 99 where it's like.
Here we go. I knew you.
Yeah. No, but UConn's a better team though now, right? But Michigan is obviously playing that Duke role, but I feel like our UConn team, it wouldn't come as much as a surprise. I have full faith. I think the way we played, I think the lead-ins of Michigan State, Duke, and Illinois, we have great momentum going into this game tomorrow. We've been tested, battle-tested. We're ready. And I'm anticipating a good fight.
Dallin, you're a degenerate like me when it comes to gambling.
I'm aware.
The last time that an underdog this big won the national title game was...
Yukon, was it 9.5?
In 1990, that was 9.5 in 1999. So I'm just saying the dots.
By the way, I was there. I was in the last row of the Trop at 14 years old. My dad took me. It's the 2 business partners guys he worked with, and this guy was one of my rivals from Gaither High School. They just whooped our ass in the state playoffs like 2 weeks before. I had to go hang out with him. My dad's like, "You guys are going up there. We're going down here." They were like down in the first section. We were in the last row of the Trop watching what was history, which was a cool spot to be when you look back on it. That it was a historic game.
All right, I got a question for you, Becca. We've seen what Terrence Reed has done in this tournament, 31-27 against Furman, best player on the floor against Camboose. Prime of Emeka Okafor, National Player of the Year of Emeka Okafor. Are you locking him up in the paint?
It's funny. So we were at the game yesterday, so me, Charlie, and Ben. Me, Charlie, and Ben Gordon were sitting next to each other. We were watching Terrence Reed go to work, and Charlie Villanueva said, "Yo, Mick, he would have worked you. You ain't gonna." I'm like, Charlie, he's a big boy, but I would have got him. So I'll let the record show. Hey, Terrence Reed, he has post work. He knows how to use his body. It would not have been easy, but I think I would have contained him.
Well, you mentioned Ben real quick. Just how's he doing, and how nice is it to be able to see him come back to these events?
No, Ben's good, man. It was good. It's good to Ben's a soldier, and He's been his best self, and just whenever we're all together, it just goes right back to where we were at. So it was amazing for all of us to share that win yesterday together.
I gotta
take you somewhere.
Yeah, it's warm up here.
It's hot as hell in here.
Yeah, it's hot
here, man. It's cold in Indy, but
yeah. Let me ask you this, because you weren't listening. I think you were close to 7 feet, but not quite. Whenever you play against a guy that you're giving up 4, 5, 6 inches to, like Terrace is tomorrow against the Dybantsa, was there something particular that you did? Was it getting into their knees? Was it beating them to spots? What was something that you focused on when you were going up and matched up against bigger players?
So so we'll start defensive. Defensively, you got to keep them as far away from the basket. So we have a terminology called "do your work early," right? So you got to start warning him before he gets to a spot. If he gets too deep, he's too long and too skilled. So he runs. I've seen a couple times where he'll run and make these acrobatic catch. So you really have to make sure that you understand where he's out on the court and you meet him early. On the offensive end, you got to go into his chest, knock him off balance. Put a little pressure on the refs to make some calls and get him in foul trouble. Hopefully, those are the two main things.
When you watch this Michigan team and you watch those bigs, maybe Yaxel in particular, how do you think it translates to the next level? You played in the NBA a long time.
Yeah, Yaxel, I've been really impressed with what he's done with this game. It's just a testament of, hey, man, right fit, right place, right coach, right? Everybody's capable of everything. You just got to find where you fit and take advantage of the opportunity. I think he fits that bill because he's taking his game to a completely different level that I think will translate to the next level quite well.
Just in terms of how Yukon is perceived, obviously, with Dan Hurley is the story of the tournament. To casual fans, they associate now Yukon with Dan and a lot of championships. But when you played, you guys you won in '99, then you win again when you're there, and you're kind of the new kids on the block. How different is it when how do you feel a difference when you walk around wearing any Yukon gear, or you say to people that don't know who you are, there's some out there, I played at Yukon. Do you feel a difference now than was 20 years ago?
Yukon's definitely become now more like a brand name now, real hot new name. In the inner circle, Yukon has always carried weight. We've had before this one, we still had four rings, right? But the last one came in 2014, and now with this resurgence, it's like being a popular kid at school. You want guys, hey man, stop it. It's I've always had pride for my university. The fans are unbelievable, and really that's what makes me the most proud. Like that the fans who have supported you. Like I was at the team hotel. I was eating lunch. A fan sat next to me. He's like, "Hey man, I graduated in 1982. I've been to every single home game." He's been to every home game, Campbell and Hartford, every single one. And I'm just like, that's awesome, man. So I'm happy for those guys and for the pride that they have in rooting for Yukon when Yukon wasn't even there to what it is now.
Yeah, I don't think people really understand how crazy it is that Storrs, Connecticut has developed a basketball program in the men's and the women's side that is one this like Storrs, Connecticut. What is it like going to school? What can you do other than get in the gym when you're in Storrs?
So Storrs, if you guys haven't been, if you blink while driving through it,
that's all I got. That's all I got.
Cat's Deli, that's it.
If you blink, you'll drive right by it. It's like it's a quick go, but it gets cold in the wintertime, and there are a couple of bars on campus.
You're a Houston guy, right?
Yeah. I don't. There's something that's special about it. Like it's way more built up now than when there's a lot more things to do now. They have, they got the Greek housing built up. They have restaurants. They got all these athletic centers built up, but. Back in the day, hey man, you go to school, you hang out with your friends, you hoop. But you know what? That's all we needed. Sometimes the most simple things is the most fun.
All right, they always get on me because I always ask people the tough questions.
Okay.
All right, did you watch the women's semifinal?
Oh, I watched it.
Okay. Tell me what you thought. Gino has since come out with an apology. What are you thinking when you're watching that? Because I couldn't believe it. And the biggest thing for me was how he acted, and the fact that after the game, he didn't at least shake the players' hands. That's what, to me, like, and he came out and he said, hey, I shouldn't have done this, but you were there for a long stretch of Gino.
Yeah, so the only part of that interaction that I saw was the tail end of whatever argument. I haven't really followed it in the media as much.
He was upset that, I guess, she didn't come out pregame and shake his hand. And I'm like, I get it, man, but come on. That's really what we're worried about here.
Emotions are high when you lose 40-0. You want to, whatever their record was, they're undefeated, came to a premature end. They weren't playing the best, so maybe things were said that shouldn't have been said. Things didn't matter. My interactions with Gino have always been positive. Whenever I go to campus, swing by his office, have a chat, normally warm and receptive. So part of the consequence of being on TV is, when you're a regular person, your worst moments aren't necessarily captured. Yeah. Whereas when you're in the light, they are, right? You got to explain yourself. So that's I guess all I can, the extent I can go with that.
In terms of it's funny that we have a lot of Yukon championships to discuss. And 99, I think, take that one out because that one was, as we just said, from a betting line, the most improbable. You have your championship where you guys were, expected to win, but like if you won, nobody was surprised. 11, and people talk about Kemba. They won the Big East tournament, went 5 straight. They were a 3 seed. That wasn't crazy either. 14 was unexpected. Would this be the most, given the opponent, given the run they've been on, and given that they don't have a lot of NBA players on this roster? The other teams had a lot of NBA players on the rosters. Would this be the most surprising championship UConn won?
I would say a hard no. UConn's been a dominant force. we beat a lot of good teams early on. We weren't surprising anybody. We won the previous 2 championships out of 3. The one we lost last year, we lost to the eventual national champion. So if we were limping into the tournament 8 or 9 seed or even 4 or 5 seed, I'd be like, okay, but we're a 2 seed. We had a very solid season. We beat some good teams. We have good players. We have NBA talent. Is it, in terms of the 2014 where we had 5 NBA draft picks at one time, but it's a very good team. And again, to the outside, we're underdogs, but hey, look, you never can underestimate the heart of a champion, and we play the role of underdogs quite well.
I'm glad you shut that down because I've never been off the bandwagon. I've been all in the entire time, right, Dallin?
Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks ago, he's like, these guys suck. We're done here. We're not going to win. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. No, I would be surprised given the opponent right now and the run they had to get through. To just mention the teams they beat to get here. That's a hell of a run. When you look at a lot of teams that win a championship, sometimes it's an upset, sometimes it's this, sometimes they went through them all.
Yeah,
all of them. That's,
Michigan State, Duke. Run. Yeah, so there's no surprises. At this point, it's like, all right, man, you beat Duke. Yeah. Duke beat Michigan, right? Duke did beat Michigan. They beat Illinois, solid team. Michigan State. These are good teams. So it's not like they played upset teams all the way. They had to grind their way to here. So if you have to grind your way to here, you know what? That grind makes you strong. You understand? It makes you very, very strong. And I believe the fact that we've had to grind our way and Michigan's actually blown their way through here, I think that gives us a slight edge. We played a few closer games.
Well, you mentioned the heart of a champion stuff. It was real in Duke's game. It was real last night. Hope it's real tomorrow because I know we want to see a great game to end this season. Emeka, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us at Field 68. You were amazing. We got to hit a break here from Tom's Watch Bar. We will be back in a couple minutes.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season 1 for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals and squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers and these kinds of cheers. People are good for you. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together.
Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you. This week, grab March by the Claw at your favorite bar. White Claw, the official seltzer of the Field of 68 After Dark, is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Rally your crew, call for a couple of claws, and go to whiteclaw.com/couple of claws to score rebates or a chance at a gift card depending on your state. You must be 21. Rules and restrictions apply. Ends April 6, 2026. Drink responsibly. whiteclaw.com/couple of claws. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois. Today's episode of the Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe. With with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back. Field is 68 live from Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis. We got Matt McCall, we got Jeff Goodman, we got Rob Dauster, we got the great Randolph Childers, and we also have a little bit of coaching news in college basketball as we speak. According to Pete Thamel of ESPN, Dusty May has informed Michigan officials that he's not pursuing any college basketball jobs. That's according to Pete and Jeff Porzello. Pete says May had been an initial target at North Carolina, but that never materialized because of Michigan advancing in the tournament. So, Jeff, I'll just come to you. Was this a surprise? I mean, it didn't seem like Dusty's name.
I don't think it mattered whether they advanced or not. Okay. I don't think he was leaving. I think the next step for him, and I've said it, is an NBA job. He loves it in Michigan. Everybody I talked to around him, now he didn't come out and like Tommy Lloyd did and said, hey, I'm out. But everybody close to him said he is not leaving Michigan for North Carolina. So now, North Carolina will focus its efforts solely on Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is going to be the target per sources. They're going to go hard after him. We'll see what happens. They expect to know more in the next 24 hours whether Billy Donovan will have legitimate interest in North Carolina or whether he stays in the NBA route, right? Whether it's with the Bulls, whether it's maybe he waits and pursues another NBA job because there's going to be a bunch of openings. But Billy Donovan has now emerged as the guy that North Carolina wants after Tommy Lloyd said no and Dusty May said, hey, thanks, but no thanks.
Thoughts, Matt? Why is everybody looking at me?
I mean, any guesses?
Is there a Florida Gator on the panel? What took so long?
Well, what
took so long?
Because I get it. You know, if you can hire a guy that's already in college that's had a ton of success, why roll the dice? And I think you are rolling the dice a little bit on Billy Donovan, who's been out for a decade plus, and also the fact that Billy's going to do this, not a dance, but it's going to take a while right now to find out whether Billy is the guy. First, you got to make him the priority, which they've done. And now Billy's got to decide, do I want it, which is not going to be overnight.
No, you got to go after him and you got to go get him. If he's your guy, you have to go. You have to get everybody involved, and then you also have to say you have carte blanche in terms of who you want to hire. But here's the other thing with college jobs or NBA or any college job for any that Tommy Lloyd, Billy Donovan, Dusty May, Nate Oates. To pursue these guys that are masters of their craft, what's the first question everybody's going to ask? What's the amount that I can pay my players? It's not about salary. All these guys.
I'm not sure Billy's going to ask that.
But all the,
he knows.
He does. He will. There's plenty. He knows what the game. I mean, he still.
If he doesn't know, he know who to call.
Exactly. Like he knows. It's not what's my salary going to be. They're all going to be compensated. It's what do I have in the bank account to be able to build a roster that's going to be able to compete with Michigan, with Yukon, with Duke in your league at North Carolina? That's the first question you're going to ask. It's not.
And what number are you going to tell him? If he asks you and he said, hey, Matt, you know what? I'll rely on you because you've been in it for a while and you're still talking to a lot of guys. What number are you going to tell Billy Donovan that he needs NIL-wise in order to be competitive at the highest level?
Whatever's comparable with the highest number in the ACC right now.
You don't know that. I'm trying to say. You don't know that. Who's he asking?
I mean, I know Kentucky had a $22 million roster.
So is he going to ask for $20 million? Like that's my point. My point is Billy doesn't know right now, and he doesn't even know who to ask right now. I love Billy. I love him to death. You know that. I just don't know if he's the right guy to come back.
You
right
don't
now.
think he has relationships with people that
Jeff,
he's gonna be
I
able
don't
to
think
call
that's a
for that?
difficult thing to find out, though.
No.
Like that's one phone call to he has contacts and relationships throughout the business. So I think that's an easy phone call to figure out. And I don't think it's just the ACC. I think when you have 2 national championships on your resume, that's the standard he's going to set at that place. I think he has carte blanche to say, if you don't give me that, then I don't have to come. I mean, he has options.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, so you got to go on in him, and is he all in on coming back to college? That's my biggest question for Carolina. Is he all in on coming back?
Well, what I am more interested in is, and I don't want this to happen, but I kind of do, is if Billy says no. Because now the trap door has completely opened on Carolina basketball. You didn't get Tommy Lloyd. You didn't get Dusty May. You didn't get Billy Donovan. Where the hell are you going to go?
I'm in the same place I said you should go first. Almost. I think Mark Byington is a better fit at North Carolina than Tommy Lloyd was. I think Mark Byington will be a hell of a coach at North Carolina. Now, again, names I've heard, the next tier, according to my sources, is Mark Byington, is Ben McCollum, is Scott Trey. That's the next tier of coaches right now. Now, Ben McCollum I don't think fits at all at North Carolina, at all. Stylistically, personality-wise, I'm not sure he fits yet. He's only done it for really 2 years, right? 1 year at the high major level. Byington's only done it for a couple of years at the high major level. I get it. But he's been in the Division I level a lot longer. And Scott Drew's an intriguing one, guys. Obviously, he was as hot a name as it was a couple of years ago. Won a national title. Kentucky went out for him. Visited with his family. Came back. He probably would have taken it. Family said, you know what? We don't really want to do that Kentucky, that Lexington thing. Carolina is not Lexington. And he's seen his NIL stagnant over the last couple of years at Baylor, where everybody else goes like this.
But I think that's where this change has taught Carolina that you can no longer rely on your name to get you guys to come down. You're being told no. 10 years ago, whatever long, we would have never thought that. You would have never been told
you got a coach that come from Kansas to go to North Carolina.
Yes, you got a coach, and that's their mindset. Because Roy leaves Kansas and comes. Like, that's what they're thinking. Now you're being told by other programs they don't want to come. And I think now it forces them, as Rob's been picking on me all week, because I've been saying blank check. So you got to come with it now. Even for Billy. Like, Billy is a 2-time national champion. Especially for Billy.
But you missed
even
the
more
other guys.
so. Now that you've missed, you reached the level of desperation.
What do you want? What do you want?
What does it take? What do you want?
About $10 million now.
But it's not about the salary. It's about, can I hire 6 or 7 people that I know can set me up for success? Can I hire a GM? Do I have to keep the GM that's there? Do I have to keep
NIL staff? That's the first thing. The money will come. He'll get the money. The money won't be the problem. NIL and staff. Are you going to cut any corners and say, hey, I'll give you the money, but not your staff?
Yeah, look, we just talked about it with Dusty May when I was on with you, McCall, that the thing that they did better than just about anybody else was figure out exactly what they wanted to do, figure out the players that were going to make that work, regardless of how well they did their last stop. A Dymar averaged 3 points a game. LA Cadeau, they wanted out of North Carolina, right? They found those guys, they brought them in, they implemented the system, and it worked just about to perfection. And if there's a question I have with the hire of Billy Donovan, it's does he know who to hire that can help him identify those guys? You know what I mean? Like, if you just bring in a couple of NBA guys and a couple of your friends that have been in the business.
I know a guy sitting at this table can help him.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
can he, though? Or is it just golfing?
I quit the field of 68. I quit. I'm putting in my resignation right now. I quit.
I will, Matt, you've done a very good job of wearing just like grays this week to not overemphasize the fact that you really want to be in that Carolina blue, right?
Listen, I'll say this, having worked for the guy for 11 years. If he wants to do this, I want him to do this, and he will be successful. 1,000%. Because even at 61 years old, he's going to outwork everybody. He's going to treat everyone with so much respect. and he's going to figure it out. The experience that he's had in the NBA since 2016, 2017 is going to help him come back and take a job like North Carolina and win. It's all up to coach on whether or not, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? And if he wants to do it, you're darn right. I'll put on the baby blue, and I will be right there with him, supporting him 100%.
Putting the golf clubs down for a while. You know how hard that is?
Do that?
I didn't say taking a job. I said supporting. I said supporting.
Oh, as a fan.
Here's
as a
another
fan.
little
whatever he wants
here's
me to
my
do.
question. Billy Donovan goes to North Carolina. Who's the bigger fanboy? Me of UConn or you of UNC?
Me. Not even close.
No.
But
So
I
we
just
got
don't.
Tyler, we got Henry, we got Justin
it's not even close.
and we got
I don't think they'd ever let me cover a UNC game. I'd be such a fanboy.
I just would ask you again. We're putting you inside the mind of Billy Donovan. You don't speak for him, but what I have a hard time with is understanding why he would do this. He's got elite job security, and he doesn't have to deal with.
To keep losing.
They don't expect him to win.
Let me say this.
Come on.
They
Let me
don't
say this.
expect him
Let me
to.
say this.
He's already won two
He's a
championships,
chick-
Goodman.
No.
He ain't got to come back and prove shit.
That's
He ain't got to come back and prove
He
shit.
get another better job in the NBA potentially.
He's a championship level coach. He's a championship level coach. Where can he go to win another championship?
But does he want to get back into college? That's
his
the
decision.
$1 million question.
That's literally what I was just saying. And you took issue with my question.
No. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't stay with the Bulls. I wouldn't stay with the Bulls if I was him. But if I have an option of going to the Orlando Magic, which would be kind of crazy after what happened 15 years ago.
I was there.
Right?
I was there.
Well, then, by the way, there was a report that the Bulls are cleaning out, or at least considering cleaning out, the front office.
The question is, what if Billy sits down with Jerry Reinsdorf, which I think he's going to do in the next 48 hours from what I'm told. What does that conversation look like with the future of the Chicago Bulls? And I think that impacts Billy Donovan's decision. Because then it's, all right, what jobs are going to open in the NBA? Which ones might have interested me? All right, if there's nothing there, then I'm going to look at North Carolina. But if there's a better NBA job, yeah, I think he stays in the NBA. Absolutely. Here's another wrinkle to this. Who is Billy Donovan close with, Matthew, that is currently in Chapel Hill?
And the guy that coaches the football team?
Correct. Bill Belichick and Billy Donovan, very few people know this, have a long relationship.
I mean, I think a lot of people know that. He used to come to our games. And CBS used
I don't
to
think a lot
show
of
him on
people have talked
TV.
about this lately. Bill Belichick probably is talking to Billy Donovan right now. And I don't know what Bill Belichick feels about his tenure in Chapel Hill so far. Probably not great. Now, maybe he again wants to make this work, but the administration, how does he feel about that administration, which there's an outgoing athletic director?
Jeff, I get it. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. With his at this stage of his life, family dynamics, everything, the options he would have, and I'm speaking worst case scenario, he could be fired from Chicago tomorrow. He will have a long list of options,
100%.
of opportunities in the NBA to join benches and have a much better lifestyle than being a head coach in North Carolina.
Yeah, and I guess, again, that's what he'll have to. Let me ask you in terms of the timing. We've heard that he's going to finish the season with the Bulls, which does not end for another week from today. The portal opens in 3 days. Any thought to the timing just above board not working out?
No, I think that's part of the issue here. Now, if you're North Carolina and you have a verbal agreement with them, okay, you're fine. We'll announce it in a week, 8 days, right? No big deal. Then you can go on with your business. Now, go informally hire somebody to help you with the portal in the interim, make some phone calls. Now, it'll get out there if that happens. But ultimately, I think you could do that. I just don't know if Billy Donovan would do that. Knowing Billy as well as I think I do, and as well as you do, which is much better than me, I don't think Billy's the type. We know what he's about, right? What he stands for. And unless Reinsdorf says, hey, you know what?
You should do it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Go ahead, take the Carolina job now. And you know what? You can either walk away or if you want to try to do both of them next week. We suck anyway.
Yeah.
We suck. We're trying to lose. So go ahead. Spend all your time in the portal and help us lose the last
down 6
The
right now.
concern do you have if he
down
doesn't
6 to the Suns right now?
If he doesn't take the job, and I mean immediately, like today,
which he's not going to do
today.
He's not going to do it.
But my point is that at that point the portal opens and
you're behind.
Now you're behind because the ink dries. All the verbal agreements that happened prior to that, if he was to get the job and ready tomorrow, he would have time to come in here and break up some of those handshake deals.
But even if he gets it in a week, all right, let's play this game. Even if he gets it in a week or 8 days, let's say for argument's sake, if he calls any agent, if he calls any kid, I'm Billy F. and Donovan, and I'm in Chapel Hill at North Carolina, and I got money. You don't think some of those kids, as long as they haven't signed another contract?
But that's my point. They can start. That was my point. They can start on Tuesday. So now you're entering a phase like prior to this when it opens. Now a lot of these agreements are happening. They're happening with contractual obligations. So now that's different. I agree with you. As long as you don't sign, then I think he's in fair play. He's going to have an opportunity.
So many dominant. I actually think the talent gap is going to be. There's going to be far less disparity this year. I don't think there's as many dominant players. We know there's not dominant freshmen. This incoming freshman class, let's face it, it stinks compared to the one we just saw.
Last 2 years.
It stinks. So, again, I think the talent disparity is going to be smaller to where if he comes in 10 days, he's still going to get some good players. Maybe they're not going to compete for a national title in year one, as long as he hires the right staff.
He's gonna have Matt McCall with him. I mean, what are we talking about here? He's got the right guy.
I quit. I quit.
Why? Is that because you have another job lined up?
Is this segment over? Can we go to break?
No, I think we need to talk about what will be your role.
What would it take for you to get back in with Billy?
I got too many people talking to me right now.
That's what I want to know. How much? Let's do some negotiating here.
I enjoy the Field of 68 and the Goodman Hummel McCall podcast way too much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy doing this. I'm so happy.
There you go. Matt McCall's not leaving for another college basketball job.
We're going to tweet that out.
Just like Dusty.
Print it.
I think Dusty's policy is amazing. Like, I will not talk about jobs that are not mine. That's pretty elite.
Yeah. I'm not talking about a job that's not mine.
We have a lot of wiggle room there to follow up.
McCall has the same policy.
I don't know.
Are there any other dominoes to fall, though? Let's talk about that. Do any of these guys take NBA jobs?
I mean, that's the one thing
so
right now.
If I'm getting ready to commit to a high-level Michigan or I'm a portal guy or something, and somebody jumps and takes the NBA, that opens up. There's always this wave of transfer. Like, even if
but
there's
that depends
delay,
on the hire. Like, who gets Carolina?
But there's a lot of recirculated guys still. Tibbs, Michael Malone. There's a lot of guys that are ahead of probably Dusty May in terms of NBA targets. Now, will Dusty, if he wins tomorrow night, be on the radar for some NBA teams? Absolutely.
As he should.
But there's a difference between being on the radar and being your number one choice.
So I guess now it's the big domino, and
gotta wait for Billy.
And again, that may take some time, but according to Jeff Goodman, he is in fact the target. All right, we have a lot more to come here from Tom's Watch Bar in downtown Indianapolis, Field of 68. Stick around.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Here live from Tom's Watch Bar, and man, we got a legend in the house tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Khaled El-Amin joins us here talking all things Yukon, T.O., Rob Dauster, Randolph Childress. You know what the stage means. You know what it feels like to play on it. So just take me back to winning that game against Duke, and just, when you reflect back on it, what do you think about?
Oh, man, so many memories. But the first thing that I have to speak on was the 9.5-point underdog that we were supposed to have been against Duke. We used that for motivation. We thought that was pretty ridiculous. And we wanted to come out and prove everybody wrong. And I think that's what drove us. I think that was the deciding factor for us getting over the top and getting the University of Connecticut's first national championship and getting Coach Calhoun his first championship.
That's what all got it going. But guys, I got to share this because Khaled doesn't remember this, but I played against him in the Ukraine.
Oh.
So I was playing for a team called Mykolaiv. We played them in a cup game when he was playing for a team called Budavelnik.
Yes. Okay.
It was a cup game.
The Monkeys.
That's right.
Yes.
So we go up there and we play and we beat them. Khaled doesn't care because they've already advanced to the next part of the cup. So he's just kind of dogging it. We come back and we play at home. Khaled has 35 points in the first half and leaves at halftime to catch a flight to go home. I've never seen anything like it in my life. We beat you guys.
His work was done, man.
He said, I'm out of here. Didn't shower, caught the cab straight to the Odessa airport and got out of there. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Well, they say stories over time. They morph into myths. They morph into myths. So I don't know if that actually happened.
I promise that happened because I was blown away. I was like, that's a gangster move right there.
Well, in the Ukraine, I'm not going to speak on it, but I think that league may be run by the mafia a little bit, so that may have happened.
Yeah, it was amazing.
When you mentioned the 9.5-point underdogs,
yes.
When you guys won the title in 1999,
yes,
the last time that an underdog that was that big won the championship was 1999. You was the 6.5-point underdog now, but the whole thing was you shocked the world, right?
Yes.
What are the conversations like in that locker room? And how much do you guys actually use things like that? Like, are you talking about no one thinks we can win? Look at this is what Vegas has it. This is what MGM has it. Is that something that you guys are actually aware of?
I think so. I think for us, yes. I think Coach Calhoun was definitely a master motivator. He may have said that once or twice or even 3 times. But I can just remember us being very focused because we wanted to do it for the past Yukon teams who were right at the edge of getting to a Final Four but never have gotten there. The Ray Allen teams, the Clifford Robinson teams, going all the way back to the guys who always almost there but didn't have an opportunity to get there. So we wanted to win for them, especially for Coach Calhoun. So we used everything that we could for motivation, and it worked. So I just look at it as a testament to Coach Calhoun and the coaching staff of getting their team prepared, having us motivated to win the big game.
Do you guys talk much about the following as players? You guys got a hell of a following, man.
Yes.
Not just support for the people,
yes,
but former NBA guys.
Yes.
A lot of you guys are coming back supporting this group. Is that, like Duke has their version of brotherhood, how connected is that lineage of Yukon Huskies?
It's Yukon culture, man. We were treated so well, and the coaching staff and the university treats us so well that we want to come back and support the current teams. And it is a brotherhood because we believe in one another when we play with one another, and we rooted for the current guys when we were done playing. So it's just a full circle type of deal. We love each other. We want to see each other succeed, not on the court, but in life. And I think when you have a basketball program and former players that's all in like that, I think it really makes the deciding factor of a real basketball program and the culture that it breeds.
I got to ask. People have talked about Dan Hurley and how intense he is as a coach.
Yes.
You played for a guy that might have been just as much of a lunatic.
For sure.
What is the difference between them? What are their similarities? And how, I guess, do you think you would have survived into this Hurley era if you could make it through the Calhoun era?
Personally, yes. A player like me, I wanted to be coach hard. I wanted to be motivated. And the harder you coach me, I think the more I'm going to respond. But that's just me personally as a player. I think right now it's just a different times with players. A lot of guys don't want to be yelled at, don't want to be coached hard. But for me personally, I wanted to be. And so looking at the differences between Coach Hurley and Coach Calhoun, it's not really a lot of differences because you have to be a little bit crazy. And I say that kindly, Coach Calhoun. You have to have a little bit of craziness to be successful in college basketball. But I really feel like they do have a lot of similarities. And I don't want to compare those two coaches because they're legends and they're great in their own right. I just think the only thing that separates them is that Coach Calhoun built Yukon from nothing. When we did it, we weren't successful. So he had to go out and recruit, and he had to get out on the road to put that sweat equity in. And I think Coach Hurley, he has that same drive of recruiting, but I think it's just been a little bit easier because we already had the championship tradition when he took over.
I would argue, and that was going to be my next question anyway, but, going to the American Conference and then basically having to rebuild and come back, have you noticed an uptick going back to the Big East in terms of your support? Not this guy that's walking over here behind us. He's been here the whole time. Outside of that, back to the Big East, back to Big East basketball, has that kind of re-galvanized the Yukon faithful? Not the players, obviously, but the fan base in general.
I think it probably has. I think from coming from the American Conference, there was a couple of years where we weren't so big, right? We weren't winning the American Conference. We weren't going deep into the American Conference tournament. And I think that going to the Big East, it had re-galvanized our fan base because we love the old Big East. That's where we were bred. That's where we made our name. And so, yes, I think it has been an uptick in as far as the fans is concerned. But that's not a downgrade, or that's not something that goes against Coach Hurley. He can only play in the conferences that he's allowed to coach in, or coach in those conferences. So he's done a tremendous job of bringing us back to Big East basketball and bring us back to the topper echelon of NCAA basketball. And he has done a tremendous job of that. And that's why he has such a following. He has such a great relationship with the former players because he's winning. We love winning there, and he has brought that back.
By the way, I love how 27 years later, you still remember the point spread from the title game. You still remember how big a dog you were. And I asked that because the task for UConn tomorrow is not quite as big as 9 points, but it's a big mountain. Yeah. How do they do it? How does UConn win the game tomorrow against Michigan?
I think remain true to themselves, not go outside of the game plan, stay true to the game plan, and just have the motivation and band together because we are the underdogs, right? And we love being in that position, loving a good challenge, right? And so it's going to feel good tomorrow when we band together and the Husky Nation supports us and we get it done tomorrow because that's what it's all about. We're trying to get number 7, right? We're trying to get number 7. That's the goal. And we're going to be rooting these guys on like never before to get number 7.
Hey, you mentioned how Dan has been able to bring the eras back together. It obviously wasn't the easiest when you had the transition from Kevin Ollie to Dan Hurley. What was it? What was that transition like for you guys as a former player? Because I know there's a lot of loyalty when it comes to Calhoun and that family when it comes to the coaching tree.
Well,
and how did Dan kind of reach out to you guys and bring everybody back in the fold?
Well, I think that's what it was. As a group, as the former alumni, we were there, right, and through those hard times. And each summer, Coach Calhoun had an alumni game, and we used to all come back out to the Mohegan Sun, and we were all together and contemplating and brainstorming on how we can bring the guys back. And I remember Dan Hurley and his coaching staff, they were with us brainstorming, how can we get this thing back? How can we re-energize the fan base? And so having those roundtable meetings with the former players, that's what gave him the equity with us, the former players. And he's, like I said, he's just done a tremendous job of having the Yukon culture, bringing everybody back and having a say in what goes next.
I know they're doing an alt cast with the Fab Five from Michigan. Why is Khaled El-Amin and Emeka Okafor and Charlie Villanueva and all those guys?
I like this guy right here. I really like him.
Representation.
We just had that conversation. We were talking about that. We need to get that going, right, Husky Nation? Yeah. I think that would be something that would be
needs to be talked about.
Yes, that needs to be talked about. That needs to come in. That needs to be brought into existence. I think that would be nothing but a great thing.
There's too many of y'all. I got to deal with this dude all in there. Because now, what is that? How many years ago? 3 years ago, we were like, all right, Yukon now, it's an official Blue Bloods. I don't think anybody's really arguing that now.
Well,
but you guys showing up and showing out right now.
I don't know. We might, if we get number 7, we might surpass the Blue Bloods. We might be in the upper room.
Hey, Rob,
real talk, real talk.
Jack like this. You've never gotten the Yukon crowd.
I'm not the.
I feel you. See, that's the energy that we bring, man.
This is awesome.
And we travel like that. And that's the beautiful thing about Yukon basketball. We travel with that sense of energy, and the players feel that. So they want to give out their best. They want to play their best because they know that they have the support. And that's just how it is.
There's a long history of great Yukon big men. Stoney, we just had Emeka Okafor on here before. It goes back Cliff Robinson. I'm not going to name everybody.
You can't name everybody.
Can't name everybody. Terrace Reed, what he's done in this tournament, what he's done this year, the development that he's had.
Yes.
Where does I don't want to say where does he rank, but if he finds a way to win this game tomorrow, if he finds a way to will Yukon, that's an all-time legend kind of a season, right?
For sure. And just the maturation, the maturity that he's shown in these 2 or 3 seasons that he has been with the Huskies, right? We were just talking about him earlier, the leadership qualities that he has taken on with this team, right? The ability to fight, the ability to compete at such a high level. He's putting up all-star numbers in this NCAA tournament, and it's just a testament of his maturity, how he sees himself, and how he bought into the Dan Hurley program. And him flourishing like that is just great to see.
I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Let's do it.
I want the all-time starting 5 for the Huskies.
This is fun. I want to know who you're going to put.
I want point, and I don't want I want point guard, 2 guard, 3, 4, and 5.
You know, you want to put me on the spot and say that I think it's just too many to narrow it down. I'm going to give you that. It's too many to narrow down. And why should I have to narrow down? We have 6. Six championships.
It's just your personal opinion. It doesn't mean someone's great, someone's not. It's your greatest center, power forward, small forward. It's not slighting anybody. The list is long.
No problem.
It's too many. It is your personal list.
Well,
it's no wrong name.
I got it. And I respect you coming up, watching you play in the ACC tournament. I respect your questioning. I'm going to say my top 5 is going to be the 1999 national champion. I can drop the mic with that.
There it is. I got nothing after that one. I don't know where to begin. You know what? I do. Traditional tough guards. You're a smaller guard.
Yes.
They're playing against a really good smaller guard in Elliot Cadeau. What do they have to do to try to slow him down? They weren't slowing you down. Yeah. But what do they have to do to try to slow down a smaller guard in Elliot Cadeau?
Well, I don't want to play the coach, but, you know, I'm in the NBA coaches development program now, so I see the game as a coach. I think we definitely are going to have to make him a scorer. We're going to have to make him beat us. We're going to have to pressure him 94 feet with Silas and Malachi. We're definitely going to have to get after him and try to wear him down, but we want him to be the scorer. We want him to try to take over the game and try to limit everybody else with their looks.
Cal, I want to ask you about the shot. and not just the shot, but the trust that Alex, a senior who's been there for forever, had to have in Braylon to pass him that shot from 38. Just take me through how you saw that play and just what that meant.
Well, for me, I was cussing the TV out at the time, so I can't really say that I was calm in that situation. But it was just a great play from a scrappy defense who was knowing that they had to make a play, and they were able to get a hand on the pass. And like you said, the maturity of Caravan, knowing that he can either force that last shot or he can get it to a sharpshooter who has probably made that shot 1,000 times in practice, and he had an open shot. And just trusting in his teammate, trusting in his brother. And I know, Childress, you can attest to this, that when you have that connection, when you have that bond with the person that you have seen make those shots time and time again, you're going to give it up because you trust that. And he just knocked it down like the big-time player he was.
All right, Khaled, we're going to let you get out of here on this. You were just saying nice things about him. You know who he has winning tomorrow?
What?
You know who he has winning tomorrow?
No, I don't. Who does he have winning tomorrow?
He's got Michigan winning. You know who T.O. has winning tomorrow?
No, who does he have winning tomorrow?
You know who John has winning tomorrow?
No, who does not know? Who does he have winning tomorrow?
Hold on. John is Michigan.
Benedict told me to pick against you.
No, who does he have?
No. Michael Tulip, you know who he has?
Your own
Let's be clear what I said. I said if Yaxel's healthy, I think Michigan wins. If
you know
he's
who Jeff
not,
Goodman has? You think Michigan what? Hey, Michigan what? Hey, Jeff Goodman's got Michigan winning.
Listen,
put them in their place, Khaled.
No. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. And you know what? On paper, they probably should beat UConn, right? But guess what Coach Calhoun used to always tell me? That's why you play the game, right? And we will see after the 40 minutes tomorrow night, we will see who will come out victorious. Everybody is entitled to that. So I'm not going to say it's a wrong opinion. Everybody has their opinions, but we're going to see after the 40 minutes on the court who's going to take home the national championship.
And you got their support right there.
For sure.
Yeah.
UConn! Huskies! That's all that needs to be said.
There it is. That's a mic drop.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
People, they're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals and squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers and these kinds of cheers. People are good for you. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together.
Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave, and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German-engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foamy shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you. This week, grab March by the Claw at your favorite bar. White Claw, the official seltzer of the Field of 68 After Dark, is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Rally your crew, call for a couple of claws, and go to whiteclaw.com/couple of claws to score rebates or a chance at a gift card depending on your state. You must be 21. Rules and restrictions apply. Ends April 6, 2026. Drink responsibly. whiteclaw.com/couple of claws. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois. Today's episode of the Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Hits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back, Field of 68 here live from Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis. John Martin, Rob Dauster, Mike LaTulip, Jarrell McNeil, Randolph Childress. And yes, tomorrow, 8:50 tip-off. Interestingly enough, some money coming in on your Huskies at BetMGM. Number down to 6.5. It opened 7.5, and it's now been bet down to 6.5. And I guess I understand, right? It's Dan Hurley getting multiple possessions in a Yukon team that, I don't know, may start to be feeling like a team of destiny right now.
I mean, it kind of does to me. Kind of does to me. No, I think part of it is probably the questions about Yax's health. And he told us today, a bunch of reporters, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with something like this, but he told a group of reporters today that he has a bone bruise in his knee. I texted a member of the staff, and this is a direct quote that I got for a response. I've heard sprain, I've heard bruise. I don't know the difference. I'm not a doctor, I coach ball. So whatever it is, he's got something going on in his knee that's going to be painful and going to hobble him a little bit. How much does that impact you, Randolph and Jarrell? I want to hear you too. How much does that impact you?
No matter how good he feels, he'll be able to run straight line with less pain. But when you start trying to change directions and having to cut, we're going to find out how healthy he is at that point. I mean, that's where the the discomfort's going to come from.
Yeah, and it's always going to be the cutting, the deceleration, and
the brakes,
and even he'll probably be okay jumping, but even on like the dismount, coming back down, balancing, and coming back down on 2 feet and landing and things like that. So, like you said, you'll be able to tell relatively early how he's feeling and how healthy he is.
I think sometimes it's the difference between the offensive side of the floor and the defensive side of the floor. Offensive side of the floor, you're dictating a lot of your movements, so you can kind of
You're controlling it.
You're controlling it. Defense, you're not dictating those movements. And a lot of times, like, his health is so important for a few reasons. One, like, you can look at the physical aspect because he's 6'9", he's long, what he does defensively, offensively. He's cerebral. Like, he's a big cerebral part of their team. When you talk about barking out coverages with a lot of their switching, he is the drill sergeant back there. He is the one making that thing go. And then offensively, just as a connector, as a processor, that doesn't necessarily require you to be, at 100% peak physicality, because his game isn't only predicated on physicality. Like, he's a really cerebral player.
The big issue that I have, and the big question that I have, is we saw him moving in that second half, and he looked like me trying to go out and play pickup at the Y right now at 41 years old. I haven't played pickup in 7 years for a reason, right? If he's moving like that tomorrow, I don't know what you do with him. I don't know where you guard him, because he can't guard 2, 3, 4. He's not going to be able to chase guys around screens. You probably don't want to put him on Demery, because a lot of that stuff is side to side. Do you want to just switch everything and just kind of say, like, hey, look, you got the screener, and just stay on the screener no matter who the screener is? Like, I don't know what you do.
I would say that, possibly switching a lot of the stuff too, and then this is one of the crazy luxuries that we talk about that they have. He's 6'8". Yep. So if you're worried about his movement too much, you even have somebody else sag in and you let him kind of play big and battle with Terrace Reed and just switch a lot of the actions coming off the ball screens, the staggers, the flares, or whatever else it may be as well too. But I guess I'll lean in on this too. The way that Michigan looked without him yesterday, I don't know. We know he's the best player, but does that give you any confidence if he's not 100% that they'll still be able to roll and get it done?
I mean, that's a big part of it. They should feel really good. There was no drop off in that Arizona game, and let's be clear. And I was on record. Arizona, they were the best team in November and December. Even with this Michigan team blowing everybody out, they had the best resume.
They were the favorite.
They were the favorite for a reason, and they just completely outclassed Arizona. One thing that's missing with this, though, besides his health, and you guys know this, one day is not a lot of time to prepare for Yukon. Not just, I'm not even talking about just your actual health. I'm talking about the entire team, because they're going to be different offensively than any team that they played all year long. So how much work can you put in today? Because it won't be physical. It's going to be film work and walkthrough. You're not going to do a ton today. And that is a lot. That's just one of the things why I think Yukon is so successful in the NCAA tournament, is when you get to that second game, you got one game to prepare for Yukon. That's a lot.
That's why Dusty was out there with his notepad, right? Mm-hmm. And I know he caught a little bit of heat for it, but hell, first off,
and they switched. So the good thing is they don't have to change everything. They have so much size that they don't have to worry about their switching. They're going to switch, and then they're going to have Mara come back in saying, "Hey, switch, protect the rim. We'll cover on the backside." So they have their game plan. They're going to do it. But, man, that's a tough ask on anybody to scout Yukon for one game.
That is my big question about that. Like, if they are switching one, I fully expect them to do a whole bunch of switching tomorrow, because I think that's the best way to kind of blow up what Yukon does offensively. If they are switching, what is the answer there for Yukon? Is it slips? Is it ghost screens? Is it running flares?
They do all the above. That's the problem, Rob. They do all the above. You can't be lazy and point switch with Yukon. There's too much cutting. There's too much slipping. There's too much weak side action. You're going to have to be sound in we always say talk, touch, technique. I mean, we got to come together and touch on the switch. It can't be this. It can't be the pointing. I think that's the difference, and you got to touch up your defensive principles and your fundamentals in your game plan.
But if you haven't practiced, like if you can't actually practice against it, like what do you do? Like seriously, like if you haven't seen it before, how much of it? Because the reason I bring this up is I was talking with a coach before the Michigan game about Arizona, and he was saying you can't prepare for Michigan's length because there's nothing that you can do to replicate it in practice. And my thing was, like, the same thing goes for Yukon. Like, how do you prepare for that in one day when it is impossible for you to replicate anything that you're doing there? I don't think that you can.
No, and it's again, it's a walkthrough most likely. It's keep it light. I think how you can potentially exploit it, like where Michigan's been hurt and they're switching this year, has been guard-on-guard screens. Like whether that's you get like Mullins and ghost actions, or you get solo and ghost actions. Like make them bust that initial switch up top, and then you get rotation. And then like out of that rotation, now you're getting some more open, like clean, high-quality catch-and-shoot threes, or that frees up Terrence a little more if Mara has to end up rotating or helping uphill. So that's an area for sure. I just feel like if Yaxel's out there, they're gonna be doing what they do. Like I don't think you come into this national championship game and you're like, all right, we gotta tinker some things because Yaxel's at 65%. Like I think you're
although
better off just
Dusty did tinker though. There was a report out there about how they were going to go around Kribas instead of over with the lobs. And I mean, I'm just saying, like he has shown that he will tinker if I don't know if that calls for it, but
no, he will tinker. I just think he's just such an important part of that defense, and their principles all year have been to point switch off ball. But I'll go back to what I said, like some of that guard on guard action, high ball screens up top, or just the screening action, even with Caravan and Demery, like those simple screening actions that we see some teams bust throughout the year. It's just that's where it is for me with this team. And the last thing,
but let's be clear with this. We're talking about all of this. This is a game UConn must shoot the three well, because no one in college basketball has figured out the riddle of scoring in the paint against Michigan on a consistent basis.
You can't. And UConn had 5 shots at the rim last night against, and Illinois protects the rim well. They don't protect the rim at the level that Michigan does. So, and I think too, the last point I'll make on Yaxel, because to me it's if you're talking about protecting him a little bit, it's similar to foul trouble. And we've seen Michigan this year, when dudes have 2 fouls, they're out there playing. Mara's playing, Yaxel's playing, and the reason they can do it is because everyone else is a damn good defender. So there's no collapsing of the defense that forces rotations for dudes to get in more foul trouble. That's a sneaky superpower of this team, is that May kind of always has his full deck of cards. Because no matter if foul trouble happens, they may pull Mara for like 3 minutes, but that 11-minute mark, 12-minute mark, when Yaxel got the second foul with 18:38 in the first half, he went right back in there. Because their defense doesn't collapse at the rate some of these other defenses collapse.
There was another quote from Tommy Lloyd last night. We're talking about preparing for UConn, Jarrell, where Tommy Lloyd said you almost have to play Michigan twice or 3 times before you get to really feel their size and the things that they bring to the table. So we're talking about preparing for UConn. UConn got to prepare for Michigan. And that's the piece of it that's why we're talking about a 6.5-point favorite here.
No, absolutely. And at the end of the day, we're talking about the injuries and who's going to be available. RC hit it on the head. We said it a couple times already. UConn going to have to spray the floor, and they're going to have to make threes to have a chance. And on the other part of that, with all the switching stuff, if they do decide to switch, they got to do whatever they can to get Mara away from that damn basket, so that you maybe have an opportunity to attack some long closeouts and get some layups. So, I mean, that's going to be the thing. If you can drag him and pull those guys out of the paint, get favorable matchups, and they got to make threes at the end of the day. And it's going to be a completely different game as well, too, for UConn, because of the last opponent that they felt like, like, if you could be like polar opposites, I would imagine that that's what it is as far as the way Illinois and UConn play. It's like, what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. Because I think if UConn's gonna win, right, and we have to angle this from the Yukon side because if Michigan's going to win, they're just going to do what they always do because they are so freaking good. They are a machine, right? They are at the level of what Yukon was in 2024, a level of what Tyler Hansborough's Carolina team was in 2009, what the Jalen Brunson 2018 Villanova team was. Like, this is a buzzsaw that we're talking about. There's a reason why they're as good as they are. To me, if UConn wins, I said this earlier, there's three things. One, cannot let them get in transition. No turnovers. You got to get back after a missed shot. You can't let them get these layups. You can't let them get 2-on-1s. You can't give them the pick six turnovers because that will kill you. You have to make a play in the half court. Two, for UConn, to me, that is running your offense and getting good shots out of your sets. I think you have to be able to create open looks. You know that the switches is coming. You know that you're not going to be able to just curl off those screens like you normally do, right? You have to find a way to be able to get good shots and make them. Most importantly, make open jumpers because you ain't scoring at the rim. This is not going to be a Terrace Reed game. It's going to be a Braylon Mullins, Alex Caravan solo ball game. And the third biggest thing is you have to be able to control the defensive glass. Like this can't be a tip drill. They can't play volleyball, right? You cannot let them have the opportunity to get up there and just beat it against the glass and go. The tip dunks, that cannot happen. If you give up 15 offensive rebounds, you're done. If you turn the ball over 15 times, you're done. If they make 10 out of 33s, you're done. That is so many ifs to talk about with the team. Like, there's so much that has to go right in this matchup.
You talked about controlling the tempo, and you touched on a few good reasons or ways that you can do that. I think definitely don't want to turn the ball. Like, ball security's one for sure. But shot selection, your shot selection is imperative because if you're taking tough shots that lead to tough misses that become like the first outlet pass for Michigan, it's game on for them.
If your point guard shooting a jumper from the baseline and then you have everybody else crash, they're gone, man. It's a 3-on-1. They're getting it done.
Even when they get deep paint touches, like, you know, you got one guy that goes in there, you got to have floor balance because you got to have somebody getting back to that paint to stop the.
And then you got a 2-on-1. They're hanging on rims, and if Yaxel's 85% healthy, he's dunking on you. He's turning around and he's guarding Silas Demery 94 feet. I said this the other day. RC Yaxel is 6'9", 240. Terrace Reed, who we talk about as this monster and so girthy and big and blah 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 blah. He's 6'10", 250. And Yaxel's guarding people 94 feet. What is that? That ain't human, man.
All right, we're going to let Rob get himself together, come back with some trivia. Right? Dagan's hosting. All right? Field of 68, live from Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing. Or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals. And squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers. And these kinds of cheers. People are good. For you. Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together.
Taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance providers, and the average session copay is just $15. And with Rula, you're not matched and left to figure it out. They check in and they make sure that you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not whoever happens to be available. You answer a couple questions, and Rula connects you with an in-network provider who actually fits your needs. You can be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/F68 and get started today. That's RULA.com/F68. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave, and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German-engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foamy shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you. This week, grab March by the claw at your favorite bar. White Claw, the official seltzer of the Field of 68 After Dark, is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Rally your crew, call for a couple of claws, and go to whiteclaw.com/couple of claws to score rebates or a chance at a gift card depending on your state. You must be 21. Rules and restrictions apply. Ends April 6, 2026. Drink responsibly. whiteclaw.com/couple of claws. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois. Today's episode of The Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout. March Madness is here, and you know what that means. It's a time of excitement and a time when legends are forged. In other words, it's a time to wear chubby. Skies out, thighs out, baby. It's getting warmer. The clock's moved up an hour, and it's time for Chubbies. Chubbies was founded in 2011 by a group of friends with a simple mission: rid closets of uncomfortable clothes and put the fun back in functional fits. They set out to create shorts, trunks, and polos that put personality back into your wardrobe with fits that look good and feel even better. Chubby shorts aren't just insanely comfortable. They're built with premium fabrics that are quick drying, wrinkle resistant, and antimicrobial. Chubbies keeps you comfy, casual, and dangerously confident. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners a 20% off discount with code F68 at chubbiesshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with code F68. Give your thighs the VIP treatment that they deserve. Support our show and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back, Tom's Watch Bar, downtown Indianapolis here, Field of 68. We got John Martin, Rob Dauster, Michael Tulip, Jarrell McNeil, and Randolph Childress. And it is the final segment of the night. We're gonna have some fun, I think. Less of a humiliation ritual than who he coached for.
Yes.
We're going to play some trivia. Congrats, Mike. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be out at. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'll throw it to you, Dagan. Take us through it.
So, fellas, welcome to Field of 68 College Basketball Trivia. So, basically, Trevor and I compiled a bunch of questions over the last few days, and you guys are just going to answer them. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to go through it. So, first question. Here we go. When was the last time multiple Big Ten teams made the Final Four? What year? What year when was the last time multiple Big Ten teams made the Final Four? I need the year.
Well, Tulip doesn't get this. We have a Big Ten dude on here. If the Tulip doesn't get this, you're walking home.
Let me know when we're all good here. Just write something down, RC. I just need an answer, RC. Is everybody good? We're going to need an answer.
I have no idea. I just wrote down a year.
That's fine. It's
really, I don't care.
All right, so we got 2014 from John. 2015.
I went 2015.
Latula.
2000.
2000. 2009. Just say it.
I'm going to say 2003.
We had one correct. Rob, 2015. Michigan State, Wisconsin. All right, on to our next one. Relax.
Tough start for our Big Ten historian.
All right, fellas.
It's not over. It's just a tough start.
Yeah, it's just a start. All right, next up, fellas. What percentage did Professor Hansborough give Iowa State to make the Final Four this season?
What percentage did Tyler get? What?
Iowa State to make the Final Four.
I was on this show, but he was throwing out random shit. He was like,
he was all over the place.
Write something down.
I don't have any. I
was on the show. It was me, you, and Hansborough.
I know, but like he was using decimals. That was a problem.
There's no decimals. No decimals.
Let's just
we rounded.
Let's just say Tyler Hansborough and math are two things that do not get along very well.
All right, we're gonna start from you, RC. 100, 75, 1,
98,
98%. Rob's 2 for 2. All right.
Well, in fairness, Josh Jefferson getting hurt.
I should get like a bronze. I should get
that
a
was
silver
a big.
medal.
That was a big loss.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, if you guys want to step up and like actually join the game, you let me know when you want to start. All right.
2 questions in.
Yeah. It's
2 questions in. RC,
settle down, fellas.
RC, just eat your sandwich
I'm
over
trying
there,
to
man.
finish my
Just
sandwich.
eat your
I'm trying to
sandwich.
be polite, but I really want to eat.
RC not trying to hear nothing about.
Hey, by the way, if you're here, order the prime rib sandwich.
All right, next up, fellas.
That hits.
Who on After Dark said Kansas State was their Final Four dark horse pick?
This year?
This year. Which one of you? Well, not one of you, but it's who on After Dark said it. I mean, it could be one of you.
That said what?
Said Kansas State was the dark horse Final Four team this year.
Whoever said that should be fired, but.
Are they fired? Are they still employed?
Yes.
Here?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. We all good?
Kansas State?
I'm changing.
RC.
I definitely didn't work with them. I didn't work with them. There's no way I worked with anybody that said Kansas State going to Final Four.
We all good? Everybody got an answer written down here?
No, I can't believe anybody that bad.
Pick one of your colleagues. One of your coworkers. We're not there yet.
Start down there.
Why does it take so long?
All right, because they're not writing something down.
John, start.
T.O.
I said RC.
RC. Henson. T.O. Just say
Jeff.
Henson. John Henson.
Come on.
Said Henson said that.
He must have been fishing. He was on the boat.
He was busy doing
He was fishing.
He had too many espresso martinis. That's what it was.
I felt bad. Espresso martinis don't make you say nothing that crazy.
It didn't sit well with you.
I didn't know who it was, so I just decided to go with RC, so I was going to be the mean one.
All right, fellas.
I like how the 2 people that got it wrong said T.O. Did you notice that?
Just like a T.O. take.
That's all right. Here we go, fellas. This one we're gonna dive into some Ken Palm stats. Who is the unluckiest team in the country this season? Oh, Power 5. Excuse me, Power 5. Power 5. I'm sorry.
The unluckiest?
Unluckiest, according to Ken Palm. I feel like Rob knows this. I feel like this is a Rob one to know.
I think I know what it was with
okay, then he doesn't
like
know it.
3 weeks left in the season.
Then he doesn't know it.
It's changed.
Oh, you're not changing. You're not changing it.
I'm not changing my answer. I'm sticking with it.
All right. We good? RC. Virginia Tech. TCU from Jarrell.
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Providence.
Oregon. Incorrect. It's Marquette.
Oh, man.
Really?
I thought 4 overtime loss.
Unlucky is.
No. Stop that. Stop. You can't tell me it ain't Virginia Tech. They were on the bubble and had.
It's the stat. It's the Ken Palm stat.
So what is included?
Get Ken Palm on the phone because I'm gonna have to talk to him because somebody gave the wrong numbers.
We'll call up Ken.
Marquette was horrible.
Hey, RC, was Marquette really unlucky?
No, we were unlucky.
Or did Shaka just not go in the
There's
portal?
a difference in unlucky and bad.
We were unlucky.
No, we're so unlucky. We lost Tyler Kolek and we didn't recruit anybody.
Wasn't a bad year.
We lost Cam Jones. We didn't recruit anybody.
I mean, we got the freshman of the year.
Bad luck.
Who's had more than 4 overtime losses?
Still there?
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Recommitted.
Are you too good over there?
If we're speaking about being unlucky,
Recommitted.
Andre Stojakovic's shot rolling off the rim.
Okay, well,
2 more layups rolling off the rim.
That wasn't even why I put them down.
Taylor Mullins banking in.
All right. That's
Solo ball rolling in.
Yeah,
Is
sorry,
that
next,
what you're
next,
saying?
Yeah, we get it. Okay, next
question.
Damn it. Here we go. You ready?
Shut up, Rob.
This is you had to pay attention to the field of 68 for this one. Which coach Venmo'd Kelvin Sampson $1 after he said his athletic department was poor?
What?
Which coach Venmo'd Kelvin Sampson $1 after he said his athletic department was poor? You good? Okay. I'm waiting on you two. You two both good down here? I'm waiting on you, Rob. Just say it. Go ahead. Go first.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. John. Mick Cronin. Okay. All right. It was Mick Cronin. That is correct.
Right.
All right, fellas. Next one. Which team scored the most points in a game this season versus a Division I opponent?
Scored the most points.
The most points against a Division I opponent. And if you can give me the number of points, I'll give you an extra point. If you give me the how many points?
I think I got it.
Here we go. Hold on. We all good? You guys good over here? No? Yes? Okay, that's
who scored the most?
Who scored the most against a Division I opponent? And then if you can give me the number of points, you can get an extra point.
Yeah, you have no clue.
We all good?
Rob still.
RC, you good?
No, but yeah, let's go.
All right, you go first. So you can say it. Pick a team. What? Okay. Michigan.
121 versus Oakland.
Okay.
Arkansas.
Nobody got it correct. Iowa State scored 132 points.
The one they hit 20
against Alcorn State.
How many threes? 24.
Okay, now you're asking questions I don't have the answer to, Mike. I'm assuming that Trevor's saying yes. So. All right, fellas. Next one.
What's the standings?
Oh, yeah, score update. We got John with 1 point, Rob with 2, Mike with 2, Jarrell with 1, RC still with 0.
I had Mick Cronin.
You ain't got one right since the second question.
I didn't see it on the board.
This game is rigged, man.
I didn't see it on the board. All right. Who was the first After Dark guest of the season? I mean, only one person out here was on. Actually, 2 people were on the first show. No, After Dark. After Dark.
So, like the one when we
After Dark. The first After Dark.
From opening day.
Yes. That is the first After Dark.
That's like a loaded question because only Rob gonna know that.
You were on it.
Do what? Oh, I was on it?
So the field of 68
You were on
games.
with the guest.
The field of 68 games.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Mid-major?
That's at the start.
That's it. I'm not saying anything else. I also believe it's the only time we've had this
first of the
team
year.
on.
If the co-founder does not get this right, he should.
To be fair,
relinquish his
he didn't
equity.
do the interview. He didn't do the interview.
Still, it's his network.
RC did do the interview with Jeff.
It's his network.
We were down in
That's correct.
that place. I got you.
Rock Hill.
Because I guarantee you, Goodman doesn't know either. Goodman or Dauster has no idea.
Hey,
Do you know, Jeff?
Start down there.
All right, go ahead. Well,
No.
yeah, I want you to.
No.
Yeah, you got to write it down.
We go
You write it down first.
Okay.
We're not playing that game.
I'm gonna write it down.
I got it written down. Pens down. Look, pens down, RC.
Man,
Pens
Rob's taking
down.
this thing seriously. Oh, last minute switch from Mike. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Dusty May. Not a bad guess.
Flynn
Clayman. Woj.
Somebody from Winthrop.
Tommy Lloyd. Correct. RC.
Damn.
I believe that's also the only time we've had Tommy Lloyd on all season 2. Was day 1.
Yeah.
Why?
I wasn't getting that.
Yeah.
I
That
think
should
this
be
is
a
the only time
mic
we've had
drop.
them
Why
on.
was that the only time?
Should be a mic drop.
Why was that the only time we had Tommy Lloyd on, Jeff?
We had him in the South Hill.
I know. I really,
Rock Hill.
South Hill. South Hill.
Rock Hill.
Hey man. Well,
All right, fellas. Next one.
Take off.
Who led the NCAA in assists per game this season? Assists per game. I'll give you the number if you want. It's 9.4 is the number.
It's 9.4?
9.4.
Gonna make you change your mind?
No, because I know he was at 9. I just don't know if it was 9.4.
We all good? Everybody ready?
I think I know who it is.
I see RC still writing over there, so we'll give him a minute.
I can't remember. No, I got it.
I feel good about it.
Okay. RC, I'm going to start with you when you're done. So,
Starting with me?
Yeah, when you're done.
Jeremy Fears.
Okay. Jarrell.
Fears, Jimmy.
Fears. Okay. That's good.
Ryan,
It
Bolo
was
and
Jeremy
Bumper.
Fears. Jeremy Fears, 9.4.
Who'd you write?
John Stu.
All right, fellas.
I was like, there was no way it's Braden Smith. No way it's too obvious.
All right, well, you called
Honestly,
on.
I don't know if I would have gotten there if you didn't say it's one of two guys.
I think people in the bar will not like this one. Who said, I don't like how Michigan's pieces fit together? They're not going to be a top 10 team. Who said that on After Dark?
You repeat it?
I don't like how Michigan's pieces fit together. They're not going to be a top 10 team. Who said that? I know.
We got RC. You lead it off. RC. Don't say it.
Can I just say it?
Just say it.
Yeah.
Rob Dumbass Dauster.
Rob. Dauster.
This fucking guy.
That's not what we have. We have Jeff Goodman.
Was it Goodman?
Said that.
Okay.
That's what Goodman said. So John got that one correct.
I know my guy over there. He's full of
Hey,
shit.
I think Rob said it too.
Rob might have said too, but we don't have that
I
written
definitely
down.
said it.
Well, we don't have that
I
here.
think Rob said it first.
Jeff said it preseason. Rob said it after the Wake Forest game.
Correct. Now getting technical now. Now we're getting all technical.
Yeah, we're not
Now
doing
we
that. We're not
going
doing
to HR.
All right, fellas. Next one. Which Final Four team, so that's all four, not just the two left, has logged the most miles this NCAA tournament?
Logged the most miles?
Yeah. Who's traveled the most?
You mean in the tournament?
In this tournament. Of the Final Four teams.
Whoa. Just for the NCAA
Just
tournament.
the NCAA tournament.
Oh, okay.
Of the four Final Four
But I'm
teams.
saying, you're not talking
just
about the whole
tournament.
season.
Just
though.
the tournament.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Which team in the tournament logged the most miles?
No, team in the Final Four.
In the Final Four.
Are we good? You good? Start here, RC. Arizona. Yukon. Latula? Michigan. Illinois. RC, correct. Arizona.
Dude, I changed it. I just changed it. I was like, you would not do
2,900
questions
miles.
back to back.
2,900 miles.
That's bad.
They opened up in
That's a good one.
California.
Yeah,
That's a
San
good one.
Jose.
I like that one.
San
And then
Diego.
San Diego, San Jose, and then obviously this is the big one. All right, score update. John with 2, Rob with 3, Mike with 3, Jarrell with 2, RC with 3.
Comeback.
He's cheating. He's cheating. He's cheating.
All right, fellas. Next one.
Done with that sandwich now. So.
How many 30-plus point wins does Michigan have this season?
How
many 30-plus point wins?
Closest answer get the point?
Sure.
I want to go back to the score. I got more than 3.
You blame Trevor.
Nah.
I'm going to start down there with you, John. Closest one. We'll do closest one wins.
What if you get it? What if you get it right on the nose?
Then you win. You would be the closest, Mike.
He's Googling it. What are we doing?
Yeah, get off your
Texting.
Get off your phone.
I got my thing written down.
John, not let him get away with
John
Go
wasn't
ahead.
texting.
I would believe you.
I was phone watching.
I would believe you.
Go ahead, John. He can't hear me. He doesn't have his earpiece in. John, go.
John, come on.
16. Rob,
What is that?
13.
Damn OKC?
9.
I like that. I say that. LaTulip was the closest. It was 11.
Damn.
11.
Hey, you cheated. You just did one lower than mine because you saw mine.
Hey, he's playing the game.
I actually,
playing the game.
I actually thought it was 12 because it was going to be 12
Hey,
last
Connor.
night if it helps.
Hey, Connor,
Correct.
you better add my score up right, man. I got more than 3.
That's him. All right, next. What coach said in a post-game presser, quote, "You either get peed off or you get peed on"?
I remember
I
this.
missed that one. I definitely missed that one.
I know everybody in the portal on his team. You got to be a special type dude to say that. Oh, hold on.
I think you might have just got it. Did you just get it? All right, John Morin's got to start.
John Martin, go ahead. Steve Forbes.
Josh Pastner.
Josh Pastner.
Sean Miller.
Sean Miller. You can just say it. Just say somebody.
Got nothing.
All right, nothing. RC. Ed Cooley. It was John Calipari.
I remember I sent that in. I remember sending that into the chat.
All right, fellas, we got 4 more here. 4 more.
Said Ed Cooley's the bomb.
Here we go. How many freshmen?
Ed Cooley's
He's
the
not
bomb.
listening.
Is that what we got?
Rob, focus, please. Thank you.
My bad.
How many freshmen finished the season in the top 10 of scoring this season? All right, I guess I just did that twice. It's points per game, basically. Of the top 10, how many freshmen? Points per game.
There's a 10% chance you get it right if you just put a number.
That is correct. That is correct.
Come on,
Just write a
fellas.
number, 1 through 10. That is correct. John Martin, 4. Rob, 4. 5. 4.
Four.
RC,
Tell
just
me
say
it's
it.
not 4. Tell me it's not 4.
6. It's 4. Dybantsa, Acuff, Okori, and Boozer were your 4.
What about Caleb Wilson?
He was not top 10.
Dybantsa, Boozer,
15,
Okori, Acuff.
He had to be
Yep.
close.
Dybantsa, Acuff, Okori. Dybantsa, Acuff, Okori, Boozer.
Brutal.
And Caleb Wilson.
No, he was not top 10.
It was like 19-8. Just outside.
Sure.
Look it up, RC. If you think it's wrong, look it up.
Sure.
Sure. That's not what I saw this morning. All right, fellas. Braden Smith broke the all-time assist record this season. Who was the last player to surpass 1,000 assists in their career? So obviously not him. Who was the last person to do it?
How many assists does he have?
What do you mean?
How many does Braden Smith have for his career?
He's got like 1,700.
No, I'm saying who was the last person to surpass 1,000?
He's got like
1,030
something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
83 or something.
So not who's second.
So not who record did he break?
No, who was the last
else?
person just to
Who's
pass
third on the
1,000 assists? He's
third
fourth.
on the
He's
list.
fourth actually.
Wait,
He's
third on the
fourth.
list.
Fourth
Third
on the
behind
list.
Hurley?
Fourth on the list. They're
This
fourth.
person's fourth.
Fourth. Or I'll even give you this. Just give me the school they went to too, and I'll give you that one.
You said you're going to give us the school they went to?
No, I mean that might give it away. I said if you can give me the school, I'll give you a point. Nothing? Did I stump you all with this
You
one?
want me to guess the school?
All right, it's fine. If I give the school, I feel like it might give it away.
Just give the school.
LIU Brooklyn.
What was it?
LIU Brooklyn.
I can picture
Oh
him.
my gosh!
I can-
the graphic.
I can
He's on the
picture-
graphic.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I can
Brady
picture
says
him.
close.
I can picture in my head.
Oh my God.
He's like a
Yeah, I got
5'7"
no
Hispanic guy.
LIU.
Oh my God.
Fins up.
He had 1,007 assists.
And they
in
always
his career.
skipped over him when they're like,
Yeah.
look at the others on that list. It's Hurley and it's.
RC, it ain't that.
Yeah.
RC, it ain't that.
Nothing? Nobody got anything? I stumped you all with this one? Anybody have any guess? No guess? Jason Brickman. Was it Jason Brickman? All right, here we go, fellas.
Sorry, Jason.
All right, we got 2 left. We'll come up with the scores. John at 3, Rob at 4, Mike at 4, Jarrell at 3, RC at 3. So anybody's ball game here.
Hey man, somebody got to add my score up. I got
Last
more
one.
than 3.
Last
We
one.
got 2 more.
Oh, okay.
2 more.
I'm waiting for the
This one
bonus
is going to be a
round.
complete guess, I think. So I think this one could be kind of fun. What was the #1 movie at the box office the last time Arizona made the Final Four? If you can, it's part of a series. So just give me the series, and I'll take. I'll accept it. It's part of a series.
Or a trilogy.
That's all I'll say. A series. Just give me the series. You're not going to give me the exact movie. Just the
The
series.
last time Arizona.
Yeah. So 2001.
You said 2001?
2001. Well, that's the year. I'm just telling them the year. All right. Flip it back around, just in case you're right. And maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Now the question is what now?
I was 8.
What was the #1 movie in the box office last time Arizona made the Final Four?
I'm going to be really pissed.
It's a
what
series
What I
of movies.
changed from ends up being right.
The Mighty Ducks.
We're very protective over this answer.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they got it right.
RC, I'm going to start with you, and you can just say it.
Always coming down here.
'Cause you can
and
just
you don't
say
ever
it.
Go down there with them.
Because we know you cheat your ass off.
Just say a movie.
Start down there.
All right, fine. All right, fine. John,
Cheat that.
The Matrix.
Ooh, that's actually a good
Rob?
one.
I think you might be right.
You might be right.
I said Star Wars.
I'm gonna say Harry Potter since y'all want to talk to me.
I said Die Hard.
Jurassic Park.
I mean, that's crazy. It was Harry Potter.
That is unbelievable. Get the hell out of here.
That's crazy.
What was that? The first one?
Fucking Harry Potter
Harry Potter and the
out of the
Sorcerer's Stone.
sky.
You want to know why I was doing it? I couldn't think of the movie.
first one.
I kept thinking like, what's the
I thought
one
you
with the
meant
dude
this
riding
was-
around on a broom?
It was
Another
part of.
movie in there. That's on me.
All right, fellas, last one. So RC's tied it up.
Damn.
So it's technically what
should be
it's a
lead.
3-horse race here.
Just make it 2 points.
All right, it's worth 2 points. This one's worth 2 points. So anybody can win.
Bonus round.
Okay, you ready? Which power conference player scored the most points in a game this season? Everybody good. Who are we waiting on here? Mike, we waiting on you? Mike,
Make RC go first. He going first.
he's writing one down.
RC
You're writing
going
one down.
first.
He's good. All right, I'll make RC go
RC's
first.
going first.
I mean, Mike's got to write one down here, unless you already have
Mike
one.
already wrote
Oh,
one
you're
down.
good. Okay. All right, you good, RC?
I think Mike got it right.
Go ahead,
what you
RC.
got?
Mikel Brown.
I went AJ.
AJ.
Wrong.
It
Wrong.
ain't
Mike?
right. It ain't right.
Wrong.
Darius Acuff.
Acuff. Acuff.
That's right, against Alabama.
Wagler. Darius Acuff. 49 points against
49
Alabama. So they're
double
tied,
OT
right?
against Alabama.
All right, so you two are tied. So
Yeah.
we're going to do a tie break.
Yes, let's do it.
man.
What did Michael do? I know he had
45.
What did keep walking?
Michael at 45. 46.
It was that triple overtime game with Alabama. Was the Cup.
Alabama game.
Yeah.
Unethical.
So here we go. Tiebreaker question. And nobody up here give it away because you were included in all these.
So Randolph ain't got to go first this time?
No, you guys are out. It's just
You're
between
done.
these
You
two.
lost.
This is just between these
Go
two.
eat your sandwich.
Here we go.
Go sit down and eat your sandwich.
There's only
Eat the
one
potato tots, RC.
person.
Enjoy those tots.
This is correct, Connor, if I say it right. There's only one person. Nobody's listening. There's only one person in the entirety of the After Dark that we did preseason picks that has Michigan winning the championship. Who is it? Just between you two. All right, you're both ready. Flipping around.
John Martin.
Man, these guys are good, man. I don't have any more lined up. I don't got anything else.
Roman Brumbaugh, baby.
It might just have to be a tie. I don't got anything else.
Just give us something. Look something up. You got to give us something. We can't end it on this. It could be a random.
Okay, yeah, fine. Well, who's the luckiest Power 5 team on Ken Palm?
Fuck.
I'll double check this just to make sure. I know.
We don't.
I know you don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. Give us something easier than that.
All right, hold on.
That's hard.
You got to find something. So you guys got to talk. You guys got to talk while we find something.
While we talk, do you want to have a shot at Jim Beam?
Yeah, it was UCF, by the way.
Jim Beam Peach, our sponsor, Jim Beam Peach. Shout out to White Claw. You want to?
Is that the only one that's open?
You want a shot at Jim Beam, or you want a shot on a White Claw? What do you want?
I don't want the peach one at least.
All right. In the meantime, while we do this, can I have you and you and Darrell switch so you're not next to each other? Because we're gonna find like a closest to question here, so you don't cheat.
I don't.
I'm gonna play referee.
No. Make RC get up. Make RC get up. I don't trust RC.
RC, he's out. It's just you two.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm telling you, he might say something to Mike.
Mike down.
I'm out.
Yeah, he might say something to Mike.
I'm out. I'm out, right?
Hold this L. Yes, you're out. You lost.
It's all right. I got robbed.
This is good. This is good podcasting right here, Dagan.
So I can say this is my side job. You can't come no more. You can't hold it.
All right, I got a trivia question for you, Mike. What's the most popular city in America?
We got it. Closest to. I hope you don't know this. How many total points were scored last night?
Total points
were scored last night in both games.
Ooh. One will win.
Between both games. All the
Dauster's doing math right now. This is getting scary.
I think they're going to know it.
This is how he does payroll, by the way.
He's counting on his toes and his fingers.
I'm giving you 5,
This is old school
4,
math too.
3, 2,
Carry to one.
1.
Carry to one.
Write something down. Just write something down. Mike? I need an answer.
Mike.
293.
He showed his work.
297.
Mike win.
Rob's correct. 297 on the dot. Nicely done. Rob Dauster, the trivia champion.
Congratulations, Rob.
The owner of the network wins. Rigged.
Hey, hold it for me.
Stop the steal. All right, is that it?
Hey, this is my side job, and I almost beat him.
That's right. This is Mike's side job. But really, this is your life, though, Mike. Really, this is what you do, man. This is who you are. Thanks for joining us all week long here at Tom's Watch Bar. 5 o'clock tomorrow, talking all things national championship game for all the marbles.
Clayton's Country Bar.
So thanks for being with us
Shout
here.
out to Tom's for hosting us.
Shout out to the fans. You guys have been awesome. Stick around. Join us tomorrow. Field of 68.